after thousands of anti-ICE protesters hit the streets in response to the fatal shooting of Renee Good.
The situation turning violent with one group attempting to breach a hotel where they believe ICE agents are staying.
Matt Finn is live on the ground in Minneapolis with the latest. Matt, good morning. What are you seeing there?
Well, Rachel, it's quiet right now, but really just a few hours ago, not far from where I'm standing, things turned violent and got pretty dicey. A large crowd of protesters and rioters surrounded a hotel where they believe immigration agents are staying here in Minneapolis. Our Garrett Tenney was on the scene last night. He said a smaller group of the protesters broke into the depot in downtown Minneapolis, tossing around the furniture inside, while others were spray painting anti-ICE messages on the windows. Now, outside, the protesters were playing instruments, banging drums, and blowing whistles to prevent immigration agents from sleeping or getting rest. Our Fox affiliate reports police declared an unlawful assembly sometime around the 10 o'clock hour. Now, yesterday, body camera video showing some of the final moments leading up to that ICE agent shooting of Renee Good was obtained by Fox. Let's watch that full video.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad, boy. Show your face. I'm not mad. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out the car. Get out the car. Get out the car. Oh.
Now, Vice President J.D. Vance says that body camera video shows that the officer shot Renee Good in self-defense, but the Democratic mayor of Minneapolis here, Jacob Fry, he is condemning the federal agent.
He walked away with a hop and a step from the incident. There's another person that's dead. He held on his cell phone. I think that speaks for itself. I can see a person that is trying to leave. I can see an ICE agent that was not run over by a car. That didn't happen.
So DHS sources, including a senior official, tell Fox News that about 1,000 additional agents are on their way here to Minneapolis, scheduled to surge this city. There's already roughly about 2,000 federal agents that have already been here. So it's very clear that DHS is placing its focus on Minneapolis, St. Paul right now. You know, last summer I covered the raids in Los Angeles. Of course, Fox covered everything that went down in Chicago, also New Orleans. Right now, the focus is on Minneapolis, St. Paul. And Border Patrol tells me the more immigration agents that are on the ground here, boots on the ground here, that frees up HSI investigators to investigate the ongoing fraud. That's the backdrop of all this. That fraud scandal that we've been reporting on, that's also happening simultaneously in addition to the immigration enforcement. So back to you guys in New York.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
And I think
good morning. Happy, what is it, Saturday? Shout out to the chat. Let me get my view. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We'll be back with this mess, child. Shout out to all of y'all. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. Yes, I got the mic today because some people clearly need to hear me. So hear me, you shall. Y'all, make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're new. Let me turn the music down a little bit. Yo, a lot of people have been asking me about where this music comes from. So it's CDT. Shout out to CDT Beats. He made that beat for me. If Gen Z, if you could drop CDT's channel, that would be awesome sauce. He can do the same for you for a fee. Okay, so shout out to CDT Beats for that background music. I appreciate you, boo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday, y'all. I see y'all. I appreciate you. Again, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Yes, yes, yes. Black Lives Matter has entered the chat. Oh, where's my earpiece? Hold on. Struggle streaming already. Good morning to TLA. Okay. Shout out to TLA and the AL and the ATL. There we go. Oh, is this the first time I've used it in 2026? All right, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. So this right here, I'm going to go back on that because a lot of you, they might not be here yet, but I know they'll be here. A lot of you liberal people are trying to act like you're so wonderful, you're so absolved, and you don't believe in violence, and you do things the proper way, and y'all know what you're doing, and y'all the best of the best of the best, and you know everything. Well, y'all, it actually looks like y'all a little bit violent around here. I thought Timmy told y'all how to protest. I thought Timmy told y'all how to protest. You're not listening to Timmy? Let me see. Who do y'all listen to? Y'all not gonna listen to Timmy and Jacob and whoever the hell else is out there? Y'all just gonna do whatever it is that the hell you want to do, right? Of course you are. Of course you are, child. We know you are. It's getting a little warm already. Hold on. Take my blanket off. It's a little warm. But yeah, so y'all might be a little bit violent, child. This don't look like a day in the park over here. Let's watch that again.
Protesters and rioters surrounded a hotel where they believe immigration agents are staying here in Minneapolis. Our Garrett Tenney was on the scene last night.
What the hell are y'all doing? What in the hell are y'all doing? Y'all trying to all fit through, knowing most of y'all probably, well, no, because y'all are the ones that look like you just woke up from under a damn bridge. But y'all gonna fit through there and then do what? So y'all just determined, thank you, Queen. So y'all just determined to go to jail? Y'all just determined to get detained? Y'all just determined to be arrested? Y'all just determined to get hurt? So the other people are the problem, but y'all are the same ones. Y'all and the people that are listening to these fools, good luck to y'all, child. Good luck to y'all, but not really.
From where I'm standing, things turned violent and got pretty dicey. A large crowd of protesters and rioters surrounded a hotel where they believe immigration agents are staying here in Minneapolis. Our Garrett Tenney was on the scene last night. He said a smaller group of the protesters broke into the depot in downtown Minneapolis, tossing around the furniture inside, while others were spray painting.
Tossing around the furniture? Is that legal? Is that what the law says you can do? I mean, I know y'all out there putting couches up as a barricade, so now y'all going to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, because you think that's where ICE agents are, and you're gonna go do what? Get your ass arrested or taken on up out of here. If y'all think that that's the best use of y'all's time, congratulations, because the odds are that you're about to play yourself yet again.
Things turned violent and got pretty dicey. A large crowd of protesters and rioters surrounded a hotel where they believe immigration agents are.
Protesters are not combative, violent people. We're so peaceful.
Staying here in Minneapolis. Our Garrett Tenney was on the scene last night. He said a smaller group of the protesters broke into the depot in downtown Minneapolis, tossing around the furniture inside, while others were spray painting anti-ICE messages on the windows. Now, outside, the protesters were playing instruments, banging drums, and blowing whistles to prevent immigration agents from sleeping or getting rest. Our Fox affiliate reports.
Nice and peaceful. Nice and peaceful. We want to be combative. We're nice and peaceful. We're going to be peacefully protesting. We want to make sure that they don't get any sleep. Y'all so dumb. This sounds so stupid with a capital STUPID. But y'all, if that's what y'all think works, I'm pretty sure that you're hurting yourselves. But do you? Amazing. But y'all, do you? Okay. Good morning, Romello. I appreciate you. He said, on their January again. Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what it looks like. Only after all that, this is not right. January 6th was not right. It's what did they call it? What is it called? Sedition? What is it called, child? Sedition? Donald Trump is in this, Donald Trump is in that, but we're so good. We're so wonderful. We're so great. We do everything right. You should listen to us. Don't go to work. Go down here, spend your time down here, get your furniture at the house, bring it outside so you can make up a barricade. Just go. Good morning, Kofa. Just wilding the fuck out in the name of what? What's it gonna get y'all? Probably hurt, possibly arrested, maybe taken on the fuck up out of here, losing your job. Who the hell knows what else in the name of what? MFers that wouldn't lift a finger for ya. Thank you, boo. Insurrection. This could be an insurrection. Y'all insurrecting that damn hotel? Why y'all insurrecting that damn hotel? We're peaceful. We only want to do what's right. We're doing the right thing. Only Donald Trump and his brigade are the problem. They're the problem. We're the good ones. We don't do anything wrong. Of course you don't, in your crazy ass minds. This is so nice. This is so nice. Oh, I'm sorry I wasn't there.
Police declared an unlawful assembly sometime around the 10 o'clock hour. Now, yesterday, body camera video showing some of the final moments leading up to that ICE agent shooting of Renee Good was obtained by Fox. Let's watch that full video.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Okay.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of
the car.
Now, Vice President J.D. Vance says that body camera video shows that the officer shot Renee Good in self-defense, but the Democratic mayor of Minneapolis here, Jacob Fry, he is condemning the federal agent.
Of course Jacob is. Of course Jacob is. Because Jacob wants to look like he's on the right side and he's doing the right thing. You MFers can't even be fair. You can't even be impartial, but he'll be the one saying what Trump is doing, what the administration is doing, what the ICE agents are doing. Political rhetoric. Jacob, Timmy, Ilyan, who happens to be MIA. Y'all doing the same thing. Why do you think you're better? You're doing the same damn thing. Why do you think you're better? You're just as bad, if not worse. Because you encourage these people to do this shit, but they're dumb enough to listen to ya. Even though Timmy, let me go ahead and take off for Timmy for a second. He said, be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. But then he started shouting out George Floyd, which maybe is the reason why Black Lives Matter has decided to enter the chat. But we're going to get to them in a second. Let's see what else is. Let's see what Jacob has to say.
He walked away with a hop and a step from the incident. There's another person that's dead. He held on his...
Jacob, we know that. What does that have to do with anything? She probably wouldn't be deceased if she wasn't there. She wasn't scared. She wasn't worried at all. We see it on video now, Jacob. And you still gonna take that same stance? You still can't be objective about any of this? You can't be objective about any of this, but you're the good side. They're the good ones, yeah. They're the good ones. Bad. They're bad over there, child. Listen to us. We know what we're doing. We're not into this political stuff. Really, Jacob? Really?
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Go where you're being a racist! Racist!
Hit the like button. Hit the dislike button. Shout out to all the subscribers. We are in subscribers mode only everywhere. So if you see somebody acting crazy, mods, it's because they decided to subscribe and wait in order to act foolish.
Good in self-defense, but the Democratic mayor of Minneapolis here, Jacob Fry, he is condemning the federal agent.
He walked away with a hop and a step from the incident. There's another person that's dead. He held on his cell phone. I think that speaks for itself. I can see a person that is trying to leave. I can see an ICE agent that was not run over by a car. That didn't happen.
He definitely got hit by the car, Jacob. Jacob. She was told, go, baby, go. But I guess you don't want to hear none of that. Go, baby, go! Her wife told her to go. I'm just saying. She said to go. Like I said, maybe it's different in the states that y'all live in, but when you see them lights come up, you're supposed to move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Shout out to Ludacris.
So DHS sources, including a senior official, tell Fox News that about 1,000 additional agents are on their way here to Minneapolis, scheduled to surge this city. There's already roughly about 2,000 federal agents that have already been here. So it's very clear that DHS is placing its focus on Minneapolis and St. Paul right now. You know, last summer I covered the raids in Los Angeles. Of course, Fox covered everything that went down in Chicago, also New Orleans. Right now, the focus is on Minneapolis, St. Paul. And Border Patrol tells me the more immigration agents that are on the ground here, boots on the ground here, that frees up HSI investigators to investigate the ongoing fraud. That's the backdrop of all this. That fraud scandal that we've been reporting on, that's also happening simultaneously in addition to the immigration enforcement. So back to you guys in New York.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks, Matt. And I think it's such an important point. Obviously somebody is paying for all of this stuff.
Yes.
These people are working for people, and our top priority should be finding out who it is that is funding all of this stuff. But as Matt points out, crucial to understanding all of this is the fact that the timing of all of this. You have supposedly liberals, Democrats care about feeding the children and care about these programs that they came up with to feed children and educate children, Somali children in Minneapolis. And then suddenly, as we're uncovering billions of dollars of theft that have been...
Oh, yeah, y'all better go with all this peace. What they did on January 6th was a horrible thing. They should all go to jail. Oh, my God. Wow. And many of them did. So what should happen to y'all while you breaking into places, tossing shit around, destroying it? Spray painting shit. That's peaceful protesting. That's peaceful protesting.
And care about these programs that they came up with to feed children and educate children, Somali children in Minneapolis. And then suddenly, as we're uncovering billions of dollars of theft that have been going on in all of these programs by people who are connected to politicians like Ilhan Omar and Tim Walz, then suddenly all these protests break out over what appears to be an incredibly sad situation.
Not violent at all, y'all. I don't know what y'all talking about. This is not violent at all. This is peaceful protesting, y'all. This is peaceful protesting.
Fortunate situation, but one where an officer was doing nothing more than defending himself.
But it is tragic and sad, but yet you need to look at what Jacob Fry, the mayor there, says I should get the F out, and I think Jacob Fry should deal with the other F, and that are facts. Renee Good, this mother who has lost her life, got there by inserting herself into federal immigration law enforcement. Fox has confirmed that she was part of a group called ICE Watch.
She's part of a group called ICE Watch? Y'all hear that? What the hell is that? I mean, obviously we know what it is, but she was a part of a group called ICE Watch? Let me look that up while I let this play.
Monitors, tracks, and interferes in federal immigration law enforcement with ICE on the ground. We know also through our reporting that she went to 2 other locations the same day before she got to the third one. And in both of those previous cases, she also used her vehicle to obstruct. You cannot obstruct. It is against the law to obstruct federal immigration law enforcement. She did so by putting her car there. The second thing she did wrong is when she was instructed by law enforcement to step out of the car, she refused that. And then the third thing, which Jacob Frey is acknowledging, is she used her car speeding towards the agent, striking him, as we now see on the tape, and yet he won't do that. And the real tragedy here, Rachel, is that this dishonest mayor, Jacob Frey, is literally been saying that ICE is here to kill you. What's that done? It's caused Minnesota public schools to have this narrative, to believe this narrative, that maybe ICE agents are going to come in the school and kill you and do something horrible. So much so that now they're going to, you guessed it, remote learning. The AP got this email from Minneapolis schools saying that Minneapolis schools are offering remote learning as tensions rise over federal.
Hold on a second. Let me Google this real quick. Hold on. What does the Minnesota? Huh. So I'm not the only one asking. Because you see this picture right here. So I Googled the state flag. Let's see. That's the state flag. Was adopted. The state flag of Minnesota was adopted on May the 11th, 2024. The Minnesota state flag represents many of the state's best known traits, including its many lakes and rivers and the North Star. Oh, that's the North Star. All right, cool. Then listen, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. Okay. On its left side, the flag contains a dark blue background with a white 8-point star. One of the points of the star points north, representing the state's motto. Something in French, I don't even know what that says. The 8-point star mirrors the one on floor of the rotunda of the Minnesota State Capitol, which features inlaid African marble with a brass outline of the 8-point star as designed by Cass Gilbert. From an angle, the 8-point star also creates the illusion of 4-letter M's. Oh, okay, nice. The dark background is a stylized shape of the outline of the state of Minnesota, representing the land of Minnesota. The remainder of the flag is solid bright blue, representing water. Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, the home of the headwaters of the Mississippi River, Lake Superior, and the start of the Great Lakes Basin. All right, cool. All right, well, there you go. This is what they wanted. It's a bunch of M's. It represents the lake and the African features on the inside of wherever. All right, so now we know. All right, we be leering around here. All right. Now let me go on over here to the to this ICE Watch stuff, since they just mentioned it. Never heard of it. Let's see. This is their page. All right, this is their page. Know your rights with ICE. ICE Watch. ICE Raids Tactics Map. ICE Watch was last updated in April 2022 and is no longer active as of June 2025. Oh, really? IDP, Immigrant Defense Project, will continue to monitor trends of ICE arrest and raids to create and update our Know Your Rights materials. Our hope is to create a similar map documenting ICE actions in our community in the future. All of IDP's KYR materials can be found at their website. Know Your Rights materials. Learn more about common ICE ruses. All right. I'm sure there's did y'all want to donate? I'm sure you want to donate. I can drop the link. Okay. Donate to the Immigrant Defense Project. All right. Support IDP today. For more than two decades, IDP has stood up for the rights of all immigrants and fought the vilification of immigrants with criminal convictions. By supporting IDP, you'll be joining a community of passionate supporters who believe that no one is disposable. Anybody need this drop, Bueller? I'll drop it for ya. I'll drop it for ya. Okay. So they're over here helping you. Where's the Know Your Rights? Hold on. Let me go to Know Your Rights with ICE. Let's go there. Let's leer something today. At home and on the street, in your car, when ICE lies to you from detention. At home and on the street. Who is at risk of an ICE arrest? They got it in Spanish for ya if you need it. Explains who is at risk of an ICE arrest and your rights when interacting with ICE officers. And what if they tell you to pull your car in front of them? Oh, they got all the languages for ya. All right, you covered. No matter what you speak. Let's see, in your car. Does it tell us anything? Your rights in a car. I can't read that. Hold on. Know your rights. When ICE pulls your car over, your rights in a car stopped by ICE are similar to your rights in public. You should assert your rights even if ICE officers ignore you. Using these rights can help you fight a legal case. You have a right to refuse to be fingerprinted by ICE unless you are under arrest. You have a right to refuse a search of your car. You have a right to refuse a search of your pockets beyond a pat down for officer safety. You have the right to ask if officers have a warrant. Vehicle passengers have the right to refuse to give an ID. You have a right to ask questions. You have a right to leave if you are not under arrest. It says, ask, am I free to go? If ICE says no, use your right to remain silent and say, I want to use my right to not answer questions. I want to speak to a lawyer. If ICE says yes, say this and wait until the officer is a safe distance to drive or walk away. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did they not read the website, y'all? Did they not read their website? So they don't even know their own website information, y'all? If ICE says yes, say this and wait until the officer is a safe distance away to drive or walk away. It says, I don't want to answer your questions. You have a right to remain silent. Well, we know damn well they ain't gonna shut the fuck up. There ain't no way they're gonna shut the fuck up. Do not answer questions about your criminal or immigration history. Do not lie or show false documents. Do not run or resist. Now, nobody is trying to say that they was being arrested, but it does say do not run or resist arrest because this could escalate the situation. Oh, I'll be damned. Well, I'll be damned. Do not answer questions about your place of birth. Instead, say, I want to use my right not to answer questions. Wow. They don't even know their own shit. What the fuck? All right, so you got all the different languages. So they got all the rules and regulations on what to do, but it's nice to have it all up here on this website. Do what you want, of course, because liberal white women do whatever they want to do. As always. But y'all, I just be passing out. We be leering around here, all right, regardless of what they say. Let's go finish this out with Fox, y'all.
Immigration enforcement.
That's right. They're using this as an excuse to basically go remote and put their social justice ahead of the education of our children. Of course, this isn't the first time we've seen this. We saw this all through COVID. I want to move back just a little bit to talk about this woman who was shot and killed. We're going to learn more about who she is, what she was doing there, why she was being paid, and who was paying her to be a professional protester. This is a woman who lost custody of 2 of her children and then dropped one off at a daycare so she could go and participate in this kind of activity, taunting ICE, interfering with these lawful operations that ICE is doing. And the question is, how did she get so radicalized? It's not just who's paying her. How did she get, what's going on with liberal white women? And by the way, these are the same liberal white women, I think, who are, moving kids to remote learning in the Minneapolis schools.
Oh, so it's not just us. So they know it too. Shout out to the liberal white women. It seems like don't nobody like none of y'all, child.
What kind of shit is that?
Ow. That's not just us, child.
Something happening, when they poll them on happiness level.
Right.
No one.
All right, I don't want to hear her. No shade, girl, but I'm tired of hearing your voice already. Let me go on over here to the damn New York. Oh, no, I don't need to go there because we just saw it in that video. Shout out to them. But let me go ahead and move into the black section. That's what we're going to call it today. Shout out to all of y'all that are here. Hit the effing like button. Hit the dislike button. Subscribe if you are new. If you are an adult and you know how to act and you're not crazy. Because it seems like Stephen A. Smith is having a time. Now, we didn't get to him before, so we're going to get to this now because they're giving him a hard time. Now, y'all already know how this works. When you are Pores, good morning to the... Let me acknowledge the Pores. Good morning, Pores. Good morning to the Pores, okay? Y'all are off the hook today. Fake Pores, y'all are off the hook today, all right? Middle class, y'all might be off the hook today. These people, the bourgeoisie D9ers, you are on the hook today. Because, child, y'all been an issue, okay? And we know that Stephen A. is a D9er. I don't know if he's allowed back in the club to be bourgeoisie, but he learning today, it seems. And we still got to get back to them other videos. But let's go to this one because it says that he needed to respond to the New York Post and Keith Olbermann. I ain't seen Keith Olbermann since he was on MSNBC. It says, after twisting my words on Minneapolis ICE shooting. Oh, no. You mean people don't be telling the truth? You mean people be taking shit out of... You mean people don't be looking in the shit? Where they do that at, child?
This is one of those official shows where I'm telling people to kiss my ass. It's necessary.
I support that. I absolutely support that.
I'm going to start off like that because the bullshit that I've got to deal with today. I mean, listen, I can take it, but it doesn't mean that I have to like it. It doesn't mean that I have to want to. It doesn't mean that I have to sit idly by and be quiet while people are lying, misrepresenting, misconstruing, or on purpose while trying to get me fired over some stuff they're trying to portray and insist.
You liberals are trying to get Stephen A. fired. Is that what y'all doing? What happened to the peacefulness? Wow, y'all seem very vindictive if you ask me. Why y'all trying to get Stephen A. fired? So no one agrees with you, then it got to be full throttle all the way to hell? Is that what we doing? Why can't you just ignore that man? Leave that man alone. Or anybody else that don't agree with y'all. I thought y'all was peaceful. I thought the liberals was peaceful people. They're not violent. They're not wilding out. They're not causing chaos. They're not crazy. They know their rights. We know our rights.
Insinuate that I said. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Straight Shooter with yours truly, Stephen A. coming at you, as I love to do. My POTUS show is every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. over the airwaves of Sirius XM, POTUS Radio Channel 124, Mondays and Fridays right now. Because apparently I'm in the middle of a latest controversy, which comes with the business. I understand it. In the age of YouTubes, with algorithms, with bots, and all of this other stuff going on, people are looking for headlines, and obviously they're going to utilize people like myself and many others to do just that. To keep themselves relevant or just to talk shit and to just act like, you know what, they're poly purebreds while the rest of us are everything but a child of God.
Oh, no.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
This latest incident or situation involves the shooting of this woman in Minnesota who was gunned down by an ICE agent, okay? And because she was murdered, obviously there's a lot of stuff going on. There's protests in the streets of New York. I'm sorry, in the streets of Minnesota. Police force is there in droves. ICE agents are still there. The FBI is investigating the situation. The governor, former vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, is basically demanding, or at least strongly requesting, that the FBI allow local officials in Minnesota to be involved in the investigation because the mayor of Minneapolis and the governor of Minnesota don't necessarily trust this Trump administration, which none of us can blame them for. If you look at the rhetoric being spewed from Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, being spewed by the vice president, J.D. Vance himself, not to mention what Trump said the other day in his tweet, or in his post on his Truth Social platform, you can't blame people for having reservations or feeling the way that they feel. I understand it. That's the American way. That's the way it goes. But some of this stuff that's going on, I'm just not going to be quiet about it. Now, to be very, very clear, did you see the headline from the New York Post about me? In case you haven't seen it, let me show it to you right now. Because the New York Post, okay, which obviously in its own way caters to right-wingers, what do they say? Stephen A. Smith.
Let me see. Calls Minnesota ICE shooting completely justified from a lawful perspective. Said on his podcast that the shooting of Renee Nicole Good by an ICE agent in Minnesota was completely justified from a lawful perspective. So who gives a fuck if that's what he said? First of all, most importantly, he ain't no legal expert. So what? Second of all, what weight does Stephen A. have with anything moving forward with regard to this case? Not one damn bit. So why do y'all, not y'all, but why do they care? I didn't see this, but anyway, come on, child. What else?
Calls Minnesota ICE shooting, quote, completely justified, end quote, from a lawful perspective. Okay, no, fine. This is about Renee Nicole Good, the 37-year-old woman who I later learned is a mother of three that was gunned down, shot in the head by an ICE agent.
Is it 3 or 1? I keep hearing different. Is she a mother of 3 or 1? Which one is it, y'all? Do you know for sure?
Now, I'm not saying that quote is inaccurate. I'm saying it's incomplete. It's amazing to me how people leave stuff out. That's on purpose. That's on purpose. And it ain't just to grab headlines, it's to paint a picture. In this case, of me, acting as if this woman getting gunned down, well, you know something? She deserved it. That's how you're trying to paint it. That's how you're trying to paint it, which is not what I said. But people are going to act like they did anyway. And then you got somebody like my former colleague at ESPN, Keith Olbermann, with this damn post, wherever the hell it was. By the way, speaking of a lot of people who actually built the place, it's time for ESPN to fire Stephen A. He is now damaging the brand in a way his on-air cartoon character could never approach.
Keith Olbermann, if you don't go to hell. Is this racist? Keith Olbermann, if you don't go to hell, are you mad because you don't work at MSNBC? Because it was MSNBC, right? Because you don't work at MSNBC and all you do is tweet all day? Come on now, Keith. Don't you have something more important to do and say? Come on now. So y'all saying she got 3 and she lost custody of 2? Interesting. But everybody ignore all that. Yeah, ignore all that. She was a wonderful pillar of the community. She was doing wonderful things. She was a great mother. Whatever. But this is it. Come on, Keith Olbermann. Don't you have a wife to go home to?
Cartoon character. This is by somebody who uses a cartoon or an animated version, for his avatar, as his handle or whatever it is, to hide how the hell he really looks with his pot-bellied ass walking around with a poodle, acting like dogs are more important than human beings. That's this guy, and he popping stuff about me. Keith Olbermann. I'll deal with his ass in a second. But before I do that, let me say, or let me show you rather, what exactly was I said. I said it on my own platform, on POTUS Radio. I said it on my YouTube channel, but this was me with Bill O'Reilly and Chris Cuomo on Chris Cuomo's show, Cuomo, on News Nation this past Wednesday night. I want y'all to watch what Bill O'Reilly said and then watch and hear exactly what I said in response. Please take a listen to this.
It's whether or not the guy had to shoot her in the head to avoid being hurt himself.
Well,
that is the legal question. And then there's the bigger question of why he was even in Minnesota.
Look, I'm going to leave that to the jury or wherever it comes or investigates, Cuomo, because I wasn't there and I don't know.
Here's where I'm disappointed, Bill. Here's where I'm disappointed, Bill, in your response. So you can have an opinion about her, but you can't have an opinion about the officer, even though you've seen the video numerous times. You've seen the video. I've watched it 10 times.
I can't put myself in his shoes.
Okay, no, I didn't say put yourself in his shoes. Hold on, Chris. I'm not telling you to put yourself in his shoes, Bill. I'm telling you that you have been in this business for decades, and I've seen countless times where you've evaluated something based on what you saw, and you've deduced a conclusion, not legally, but you've deduced a conclusion, whether right or wrong, as it pertains to what you saw on video. So to say that you can have an opinion about her, but you can't have an opinion about the officer, the ICE officer, makes no sense to me.
I think it's irresponsible to do that.
Okay,
because I don't know the state of mind of the man when a vehicle is coming at him. It's irresponsible to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, I'm coming to you. Let me be irresponsible. She, like you said, was wrong. The ICE officer is in front of you. You got one on the side. You got an officer in front of the vehicle. She had no business being in that position. It was irresponsible. She definitely provoked a situation she had no business doing. And I'm not here to support sanctuary cities either. So I agree with you on that, Bill O'Reilly. What I'm saying is this, from a legal perspective, because she took off in the car, okay, we know he's not going to get prosecuted. We know that the officer is not going to be held accountable for it. Now I'm touching on your humanity. And I'm talking about the officer. You moved aside. You had to pull out your gun and shoot in the head. You couldn't shot the tire. You couldn't have made sure she couldn't get away. A 37-year-old woman, she wasn't coming down the street going 90 miles an hour. She was stationary. She was still. And then she took off. So you had to move out the way as she was taking off, okay? And you shoot her in the head. So there you have it. To reiterate, let me be very, very clear about what my position is.
Yeah.
I am a black man born in the streets of New York City and raised in them as well. One of the things that I religiously preach about is that when the police pull you over, roll down all your windows and put your hand on the steering wheel and make
white people. Y'all might not know about stuff like that. That's what black people have to be aware of. Just one FYI, all right? FYI, all right?
Make sure you obey law enforcement because the objective is to get out of that situation and make sure you make it home. We know the issues involving brutality on the part of police officers. We know historically the kind of things that we've talked about when it pertains to black folks and the police and law enforcement overall. So I'm always going to be of the consistent position, no matter what your ethnicity or gender is, in the moment when you are dealing with armed law enforcement officials, you obey their orders so you can make sure you get home safely.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it should be. That's how we are taught. Not necessarily the women, but we got to know it too, but definitely the black males. He's absolutely right. Let me let him pause for a second because we want to make sure that we be leering around here. Okay, so I went and looked up the GoFundMe. Shout out to Hiram because I had no idea. I should have known. There's several GoFundMes in her name. It always happens when these things come up. People just start GoFundMes because they want to get money, and people in their bleeding hearts and they want to give, child, give all your money, give it, right? So this says it's support for Renee Good's widow and family. They have raised $1.5 million. Shout out to them. They were looking for $50,000. Wow. So in other words, the economy is not that bad. So in other words, the economy is really not that bad. It says, please support the widow and family of Renee Good as they grapple with the devastating loss of their wife and mother. Renee was pure sunshine, pure love. She will be desperately missed. Is Mighty Wise the mother? I forget. Is that the mother? It says the Organizer is Maddie Weiss. She updated and said, "Thank you for your generosity. We've closed this GoFundMe and we'll take the funds or place the funds in a trust for the family. If you're looking to donate, we encourage you to support others in need. We're truly grateful. We'd also like to share the following statement that Renee's wife, Becca, shared with NPR News." This is the wife speaking. "First, I want to extend my gratitude to all the people who have reached out from across the country and around the world to support our family. This kindness of strangers is the most fitting tribute because if you even encountered my wife, Renee Nicole Macklin Good, you know that above all else, she was kind. In fact, kindness radiated out of her. Renee sparkled. She literally sparkled. I mean, she didn't wear glitter, but I swear she had sparkles coming out of her pores all the time. You might think it was just my love talking, but her family said the same thing. Renee was made of sunshine. Renee lived by an overarching belief. There is kindness in the world, and we need to do everything we can to find it where it resides and nurture it where it needs to grow. Renee was a Christian who knew that all religions teach the same essential truth. We are here to love each other, care for each other, and keep each other safe and whole. Like people have done across place and time, we moved to make a better life for ourselves. We chose Minnesota to make our home. Our whole extended road trip here, we held hands in the car while our son drew all over the window to pass the time and the miles. Oh my God. What we found when we got here was a vibrant and welcoming community. We made friends and spread joy. And while any place we were together was home, there was a strong shared sense here in Minneapolis that we were looking out for each other. Here, I had finally found peace and safe harbor that has been taken from me forever. We were raising our son to believe that no matter where you come from or what you look like, all of us deserve compassion and kindness. Renee lived this belief every day. She is pure love. She is pure joy. She is pure. This is amazing. She is pure sunshine. On Wednesday, January 7th, we stopped to support our neighbors. We had whistles. They had guns. Renee leaves behind 3 extraordinary children. Okay. The youngest is just 6 years old and already lost his father. I am now left to raise our son and continue teaching him as Renee believed that there are people building a better world for him, that the people who did this had fear and anger in their hearts, and we need to show them a better way. We thank you for the privacy you are granting our family as we grieve. We thank you for ensuring that Renee's legacy is one of kindness and love. We honor her memory by living her values, rejecting hate and choosing compassion, turning away from fear and pursuing peace, refusing division, and knowing we must come together to build a world where we all come home safe to the people we love. I'm just saying, that's what she got to say. That's how I do, right? Y'all just be trying to act like, somebody be lying around here and it's not the truth. This is her. Well, who was they helping? Remember, all they had was whistles. Blow. Oh, come on. Hold on. Y'all know StreamYard be StreamYard. I thought they was blowing whistles. Where the whistle at? Blow the whistle. Where's the whistle?
I'm not mad, boy. Show your face. I'm not mad. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Oh!
Drive, baby, drive, child. Drive, baby, drive. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. Shout out to the GoFundMe. Come on, Stephen A.
Renee Good did not do that. She did not do that. There was an ICE officer standing in front of her vehicle, one on the side, them requesting that she get out of her vehicle. She backed up in an effort to try to get away. We're backed up before moving forward in an effort of trying to get away. And then you have people like the vice president or Christie known for Homeland Security talking about how, you know what, it was an act of domestic terrorism. That is ridiculous. I said that too. That is ridiculous. You know what I said, ladies and gentlemen? If you could move out the way, you could have avoided shooting her in the head. And you also could have shot the tire. You are a trained officer. Don't tell me that you could do all of that. You could get out of the way, but you could not avoid shooting her in the head. Where was your humanity? That's what I said. I said that Wednesday. I said it Thursday. I'm saying it today. Even though we understand because he's law enforcement and she didn't get out of her vehicle and she tried to escape. Therefore, from a legal perspective, because of the act of taking off in her motor vehicle, the motor vehicle is viewed as a weapon. In all likelihood, legality is on his side. And then they're bringing up how somebody dragged him down the road a year ago and harmed him and stuff like that. So he might have been traumatized by this whole situation. I'm saying from a legal perspective, it's on his side because he is law enforcement. He was trying to enforce the law federally, and she ignored it. And in the process of doing so, took off, almost ran him over, at least in their eyes, and he shot at her. They're not going to prosecute him. I did not say he was justified, as in morally, as in ethically, as in his own humanity.
Even if he did say that, who cares? Oh my God. Why is it that you are on this other side and I'm not on either side, but y'all on this side just think that only what you think matters? All the 1.5 million people that donated think that only what you think matters. Like, who cares what Stephen A has to say? Y'all think that y'all don't want someone to control you, but you want to have control. Make that make sense. Y'all want to have so much control, cannot even control yourselves, talking about how violent everybody else is while y'all breaking into a fucking hotel, tossing shit around and spray painting the place. That sounds very peaceful. Talking about Stephen A because what he thinks he should be fired. Weren't y'all? Wait, no. Weren't y'all the same ones who was taking joy in the assassination of Charlie Kirk though? Y'all remember that? Or y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember that? When y'all was out here making all these videos, I don't have to have no empathy or no sympathy because you was doing it on TikTok all day, half the damn night. Running around doing all this shit. People was upset. You love that. Y'all love that when all them people was upset at y'all making them videos talking about how all the things you said. I'm not even going to repeat it. All the stuff that you said about Charlie Kirk. Now all of a sudden you are mad that somebody else is basically doing the same thing. And I'm not saying that it's right on either side, but you can dish it, but you can't take it. That's the point. That is the point. And y'all don't even see it because you're so fucking deranged, but you always talking about somebody else. Y'all sound crazy and look crazy. And Keith Olbermann is at the top of that list, looking for this damn man to be fired. You think Keith Olbermann gives a fuck about the ESPN brand, Bueller? Do y'all really think that Keith Olbermann gives a fuck about the ESPN brand? I promise you he don't. I promise you he don't. He's one of the most liberal, progressive, crazy ass, too far to the damn left to have any sense. He was not that bad when I used to watch his ass. Fuck him, okay? He sounds crazy. There's enough of y'all that sound crazy, enough of y'all that be in this chat, but he definitely is. But anyway, shout out to Uncle Rick. Thank you, boo. He said, take me to the king. Take me to the king. Somebody need to go to the king, child. Thank you so much, boo. I appreciate you. Shout out to Walter, 500-pound bench, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the channel members. Shout out to Ali Ya. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Come on, child. Hurry up.
Because that woman should still be alive. Where's your humanity that you have no problem, no compunction whatsoever? Pulling out your pistol and shooting at her multiple times and hitting her in the head and killing her. A mother of 3, 37 years of age. How could you do that? How could you do that? She wasn't pointing the...
When they talk like this, I'd be like, y'all really think that child, what is his name? Ross, I think, was supposed to know all that about that woman in the car. See, Monday morning quarterbacking gives you a lot more information than you knew in the moment. So now they playing on people's emotions, talking about she's a mother of 3 and all this other stuff. So he was supposed to know all that. See, this is the bullshit that they be spewing, that y'all are trying to act like, oh my God, how dare he? The man got hit. Y'all heard that. even if you whatever you believe, you heard that in that damn video. Plus, you've seen it. I mean, unless you're blind or you that far gone. That's it. That's the end of the story right there. That's all I'm saying. Just at one point, he got hit by the car. Trump was wrong over there talking about she tried to mow him down or whatever he said. He an asshole too. That's inappropriate to say when he didn't even know what the fuck was going on. So please, with this, one side is better than the other. All of y'all crazy, all right? All of it is bullshit. You won't even be objective enough to watch this shit and make an informed decision. And even if you think what you think, what difference is that going to make in the overall case on what it is that my opinion is, his opinion is, or yours is? Not near none. Not near none. Y'all can't even agree to disagree and leave it at that. Y'all got to be going and storming the fucking hotel like idiots, about to get yourselves arrested on camera, mind you. Child, y'all know better than the kids. Child, y'all know better than the kids.
A gun at you? Why would you do that? I said that too. And then you hear reports about him calling her an effing B after he shot her. Because now you're hearing those reports, and apparently there's video that's saying that. I haven't seen it. That's what I'm being told. That's my point. On one hand, she had no business being in that position. She had no business driving off. And as a result, from a legal perspective, he's going to be justified. But it doesn't make him morally, ethically, or humanly right, because he's not. What's the problem? On a far more innocuous level,
I say it's racism.
Mind y'all that just months ago, when I was on TV, because Tyreek Hill, star wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, got pulled over and ultimately dragged out of his car right outside the stadium before a Miami Dolphins game, I sat up there and said, you're lucky you're alive. Because when he was pulled over by the police, he wouldn't roll down his window. He opened the door and said, hold on, and closed the door without the windows being rolled down. And the police opened the door and snatched his ass out of there and said, you don't tell us what to do, we tell you what to do. Knowing that you're dealing with law enforcement, ain't the objective to get home safe and to fight another day? It's wrong for me to point that out and to highlight that reality? Evidently, it is, according to a whole bunch of folks on the left, progressives, and especially and specifically Mr. Keith Olbermann. First, let me say this about the New York Post, relatively right-wing in its own way. That headline was misleading. Because even though I said what you said I said on the headline, that wasn't all that I said. And to paint a picture, oh, he agrees with us, meaning folks on the right, or like the vice president, or like Kristi Noem. No, I wasn't. I don't agree with them because they're acting like it's morally, ethically, and humanely justified. I'm talking legality when I'm talking justification. Nothing else. Everything else about it is wrong, inhumane, morally and ethically wrong, period. That's my position.
You heard it.
But you're trying to paint a different picture. And I don't appreciate that. Not with something this serious.
Child, that's what they do. Oh, sorry.
Appreciate.
Stephen A. always reminds me of a frog. No shade, Stephen A. But so I'm assuming that his bourgeoisie friends and all won't come after him because he's out here towing the line, basically. I don't disagree with what he's saying because, like I said, both of them, both sides ain't shit at the end of the day. If you could just calm down and just be objective, that would go a longer way than what the hell it is that y'all are doing right now. Let me go over here to because I don't want us to lose sight of the daycare stuff, the fraud and all that stuff, but it seems like people are because all they're doing is focusing on this stuff, right? So you know that Trump went and said that he wasn't giving out no more money to the daycares, right? Over here from San Francisco, 14 hours ago, it says judge rules Trump administration cannot block child care funding. So there should be a sigh of relief to all them daycare people we've been watching.
Developing story tonight. A judge has blocked the Trump administration's freeze on $10 billion in funding for childcare and other services. All this comes after California and 4 other states announced a joint lawsuit today. KTV's Jenna Katsuyama joins us here at the news desk with more.
Yes, and we had that breaking news last night when Attorney General Rob Bonta announced it. Then today he joined attorneys general from 4 other states calling for an emergency injunction. They say the Trump administration's actions hurt children, the elderly, and low-income people, and they argue that these cuts are illegal. Friday afternoon.
Oh, shit, pores. Look at that. They have the judges out here helping y'all.
Federal judge in New York granted an emergency injunction blocking the Trump administration from freezing $10 billion in funding to 5 states for childcare and other social services.
This funding was lawfully appropriated by Congress. Congress voted on this. A president signed a budget bill appropriating this funding. The funding must go out under Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration with attorneys general from 4 other states, Colorado, Illinois, Minnesota, and New York, on Thursday night. It comes after the Department of Health and Human Services sent a letter accusing the 5 states of social services fraud and said it would freeze federal funds only to those 5 states.
Families will lose access to reliable childcare, forcing parents and caregivers into an impossible choice of either missing work leaving children in a potentially unsafe environment.
Some childcare providers say cuts would be devastating.
Running, so I'm potentially thinking of closing down if this comes through.
T. Agarwal runs a family daycare center in Livermore. She says if federal cuts go through, she would have to turn away families and lay off staff.
I run a daycare which has 7 kids right now, 4 of which are on state subsidies or federal subsidies. And if this cut comes through, I unfortunately would have to let them go.
Providers say California has always taken steps to prevent fraud, according to Scott Moore, the CEO of Kindango.
We just had the California Department of Social Services in earlier this week doing an audit, ensuring that the families we enroll are eligible.
House Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi sent a letter to the Health Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr. saying Congress appropriated these funds to support children and families, not to be withheld as political retribution. Then the Health and Human Services Department's general counsel sent us a statement. They are saying that they think this lawsuit is politically motivated, and they said that the AG should focus on more on reducing fraud instead of partisan political stunts. They say HHS stands by its decision to take this action to defend American taxpayers. We identified serious concerns in these states that warranted immediate review and action. There is, however, statements by the attorneys general, Frank, that there was no data that was really given or evidence in this letter. So that's why they're challenging this.
So if the Trump administration freeze does go through, how much is at stake here in California?
For California, out of that $10 billion pot, $5 billion.
Damn, California be taking money, don't they?
Okay, and Bonta says, oh, did the Health and Human Services, did they give any reason? You kind of said that, but no specific reason why those 5 states were targeted?
Yes, I gave them a list of questions, and I asked what the criteria was for deciding on these states. Did they get complaints for them? What was the reasoning? Because, you know, the attorneys general say that they think it's politically motivated. We did not get a response from them about that. They just returned us back to that statement. But this is something which, because they didn't get any data, any evidence, that's why they're taking this and trying to fight for that in court.
Are they Democratic states?
They are Democratic majority states with Democratic governors.
Of course. Anyway, so let's not lose the kind of the reason that all this really started at the end of the day, but nobody's trying to hear none of that. Well, why the stuff in Minnesota, why they became a big target, right? All right, I'm not even going to show you the one about Texas. Illinois. Let's see what Illinois has to say. Parents and lawmakers push back on federal freeze that puts Illinois child care at risk.
A battle between the Trump administration and the state of Illinois is taking its toll on parents struggling with child care.
Yeah, the federal government freezing $10 billion needed to keep daycare programs open. WGN's Angelica Sanchez is more on how Chicago families are struggling to cope.
Child care is the backbone of the workforce, period.
Smarty Pants Early Learning Center in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood provides parents with childcare that's academically driven.
If people don't have daycare, they will not be able to work. And we are going to see it and feel it all over.
Director Daphne Williams says 40% of her families rely on the Child Care Assistance Program, a program that's now in jeopardy.
I am navigating with
40% of her business is dependent upon the federal government, which means they all have that purchase of care. So that's the shout out to the poors. All right. So you're dependent on the government so that you can get the child care so that you can go to work. So then if you don't get child care, they're not going to get paid and you can't go to work. That's what everybody is saying. Right. I personally, am saying that you should take this as a sign, like what happened with the 40 days and 40 nights with the food stamps, to not depend on the government. But child, what the hell do I know? I don't know shit.
Lots of prayer. And I'm trying to navigate with a lot of kindness because it's not the parents' fault at all. It's not the kids' fault, and they still deserve quality care.
Illinois is now joining other Democratic states suing the Trump administration after it said it would freeze money for several public benefit programs, citing concerns over fraud.
Is there evidence of fraud? No.
Several lawmakers spoke out on the issue Friday, including U.S. Senator Dick Durbin.
All 5 states are guilty of the same political sin. They didn't vote for this president in the last election. We are joining ranks together to save the president. For God's sake, grow up and fess up to the reality here.
Child, it sounds like you need to be somewhere at home resting.
You shouldn't hold these kids responsible for any political decision in the past.
Illinois lawmakers say the state already has systems in place to prevent fraud in these programs.
It is already difficult for families to earn and qualify for child care. I mean, when you talk about determinations for eligibility, you have to have check stubs, you have to have sometimes leases, you got to have so much documentation to prove eligibility, which makes it very, very difficult for fraud.
According to a 2025 poll
that is not true. He a lying ass as a person who's doled out them damn benefits. He's just out here saying shit. It's very easy, and I've seen people white shit out, write stuff in, type over it, get their friends to sign the lease. They do the same thing with all the benefits. They do this. I don't even think that the amount of fraud that's being done by the actual people that want the benefit is seemingly as bad as the people, the officials. Not necessarily the political people, even though clearly they're into it, but the people that know this is going on. Much like when we saw on video Trayon getting the kickback on the violence program, those people in that realm are getting more money than the people that are scamming. They're scamming for the most part because they want it free. And for the second part is that some people really do need it, but if they're any amount over, they're not going to get it. Like, there's no room for gray. You either make the money or you don't make enough money or whatever. Chris said, I don't see why daycares get federal money. That's crazy to me. If you need all this federal programs and money to work and a job, maybe you need to stay home and let the hubby handle it. What hubby? Because that's the rest of the problem. See, we look at it from a different point of view around here. There are no more families, right? So now a family is considered a mother and her crumb snatchers, and she is the one that wants it and needs it. Now, I'm not saying that ain't nobody there as far as a man is concerned, but as long as people are saying that it's okay, everybody's strong and independent until you see that the government takes some shit away. Say I'm lying. Everybody is strong and independent until the government says no food stamps. How much craziness did we see? No child care. How much craziness did we see? Child, take it all away, and this going to be worse than if you took OF away. I think if you took OF away and then took the government assistance away, child, that's what they're really considering the communism and all these other names that they're saying. We hate you, but give us shit. We can't stand you, but give me my food stamps. You're a horrible person, but give me money. Child, we already know what it is. The regular smegulars, we already know what it is.
We like free stuff, so we came out here to get all this free stuff, but then the car saying you can't get the free stuff. What? Cause the people want to take it. And how y'all gonna take some stuff that ain't even yours? It's free.
So I got my 2 baskets and took the bus or whatever.
Wait a damn minute.
We get down here, we get some free stuff.
We're already in a recession. Times are hard. Why not just let us get the items and invest and be okay? We are Black women. We care about our crown. Why not give back to the community and let us get the product? The tools, any other eviction.
So we already had this on tap. So all the new people that might, be new to you, we've been running that for at least a year. Okay. But that is the bottom line for most of these people. That's why they want all this shit from the government, but they hate the government. You help me make that make sense. That's what it all comes down to. We don't want no rules. We don't want no laws. We just want you to give us shit. This is a part of why people are mad because of C-19. During C-19, everybody was getting all this stuff from the government, but they wasn't reading the rules of getting all that money, okay? They were getting all that money at the height of, at the tune of, I should say, unemployment, then on the max unemployment, and then an extra $600 every single week. They didn't have to pay rent. They didn't have to pay, all of us, didn't have to pay any bills, any electricity. No one had to pay anything, and you were getting all this money. Maybe not all of us, but there were a section of people that were getting all this money all the time. And they had they falsely thought that this is the way that it was going to be. And they did not save anything. They did not pay anything. And all they heard was, you don't have to pay your bills and you won't get no fees. And so when they started turning this shit around and saying, all right, we got to wean y'all's asses off of this shit, they haven't been able to cope since. You can't tell me nothing different. You can't tell me nothing different. Now, that's a bit different than the fraud. That's a whole different story. But all I'm saying right now is that's all these crazy ass liberal people. They're the ones that think that they should get shit from the government at the same time saying that they don't want to listen to the government. It doesn't make sense. Get it your damn self. Go work. Go save. Go invest. Not invest. Go invest your shit. No, they want to go back to when the government gave them anything with no rules. I'm telling you, that's what most of this is. That's why it's gotten so damn crazy. And they can't seem to get out of their mind. Well, you did it before. You could do it again. You did it then. You could do it again. Now, see, they didn't think that the bill would come due. And then the bill started to come due. And then freaking people like Newsom started saying, oh, no, you shouldn't have to. And then they started delaying shit and delaying shit and delaying shit to try to make their constituents happy. It is not real. That is not reality, okay? You have to work. You have to go and make money. So now they're saying that, child, what is his name? Bezos. Bezos already had money, right? But you see that Bezos then made hand over fist because y'all know damn well everybody was buying Amazon like there was no damn tomorrow. And so now you can't do that as like, well, let me rephrase. You want to continue to do that, but then you don't want to pay these damn bills. I'm telling y'all, that's what it is right now. That's why it's gotten this way. And these people can't see that, no, that's not how, that was a specific moment in time. It's over. Get your ass together and get the fucking work. It is not the government's job to care for you. And if that's what you want, you should have it, okay? If that's what you want, have it. Don't pull us into it. Don't pull the rest of us into it because you think you now want the United States to be that way. Fuck y'all. Like Stephen A. Smith said, you can kiss my ass. That's not what the rest of us want because we've worked, we work, we save, we invest, we do what we want to do. If y'all want to be beholden to the government, then this is what you get. No daycare funding. Now y'all all wilding out. No food stamps. Y'all all wilding out. Why are y'all not learning the lesson? You need to do it. Take care of you and your own damn family. You can't pick and choose what you want when it comes to someone else. If you want someone to take care of you, you are beholden to their rules. And if y'all want to gamble y'all's lives and your livelihood and your family on the government, of which I don't want any kings, no kings, no kings. Donald Trump is racist. He's a 34 count felon. None of that helps you at the end of the day. Now you out here doing dumb shit based off of motherfuckers that basically want free shit. And you losing your life. You losing your livelihood. You messing around with your jobs, the same jobs that are freaking laying people off like there ain't no damn tomorrow. Sorry, y'all. If y'all not paying attention, that's a you problem. You want the whole ass government to take care of you, but you don't want to listen to what the rules are. They telling you what the damn rules are. This is a simple resolve, not this fraud stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who depend on the government for everything at every juncture. Plan your life. How about that? It ain't easy. It can be done. Don't have a bunch of freaking kids. You so strong and independent that you don't want a man, you don't need a man. Yeah, I'm talking to biatches right now. You don't want a man, you don't need a man. Fine, then don't. But then don't turn around talking about how you're so put upon and how hard it is. Who don't know that being a single mother is hard? Who? So you gotta do it yourself in order to know that to be true. And then you have another and another and another. And then you get on this here TV talking about, I can't go to work because of Donald Trump. No, it's because of you. You did that. You're depending on the government. It's not supposed to be forever. If you have a time where you have an issue, that's what these benefits are for. Y'all want it to be for a lifetime. Y'all do that. Don't drag the rest of us in. Because those of us that are actually independent from the government don't need them to tell us what to do. I don't know about y'all. I don't need them to tell me what to do. You tell me what the fucking law is, I'll follow the fucking law. Okay? But I don't need you to tell me when I can eat, when I can take my kid to daycare, when I can go to the store, or none of that. None of that. Sorry. I'm getting text. My bad. All right, let me let this mess play because we got to move on.
From the Associated Press, more than 75% of adults in the United States say the cost of childcare is a major problem. The not-for-profit organization Childcare Aware of America says in most states, childcare for 2 kids is now more than a family's mortgage or rent payment.
I'm not a lazy mom. I get off my tail every day and I go to work and I still struggle to live day to day. And he does.
Let me point out right here. I know y'all don't want to hear it. She looked like a nice person, nice looking woman, okay? Spiders, makeup, and weave all done up. But you're getting on this here internet or news program trying to talk about how you need some help. Where is your children's father? Y'all need to go to those people that you having these kids with. Go talk to them. Go get them to do it. How about somebody get married around here? No, y'all don't want to get married no more. No, y'all strong and independent. Don't be strong and independent and get up here on this damn TikTok and these news programs talking about what somebody not doing for you and how hard it is. Who doesn't know that being a single parent is hard? A parent is hard. Shout out to all the sassy straights that are single fathers that don't get up on this internet whining, crying, and complaining, even though they're taking care of themselves and their kids on their own with no help from the damn mom. None. Shout out to RBN in the building. I appreciate you. He said this messy rant is brought to you by the child tax credit. Let's we not forget about that since you brought it up. The child tax credit. Y'all get this child tax credit that gets you all this money back every single tax season. Y'all been ready to file them fucking taxes so that you could get that money back ASAP. I've seen it. I've doled these benefits out, y'all. I know this shit to be true. You get all this damn money and you wait for this time of the year every year. You can't wait to get it, and the asses is broke by May. You are broke by May. You're not making good financial decisions. And that is half of the damn problem too. But y'all, that's another live stream. Come on, hurry up with this mess so we can move on.
25 poll from the Associated Press, more than 75% of adults in the United States say the cost of childcare is a major problem. The not-for-profit organization Childcare Aware of America says in most states, childcare for 2 kids is now more than a family's mortgage or rent payment.
I'm not a lazy mom. I get off my tail every day and I go to work and I still struggle to live day to day. And he doesn't see me. He doesn't see my people.
Working parents also spoke out Friday, calling on the Trump administration to understand how much families, especially single-parent households, rely on this kind of childcare assistance.
You heard him? You heard him? Oh, shit. Here we go. Listen, this is not the norm, but I'm going to let him speak. But you heard what they said, right? It's mostly single mothers.
Live day to day, and he doesn't see me. He doesn't see my people.
Working parents also spoke out Friday, calling on the Trump administration to understand how much families, especially single-parent households, rely on this kind of childcare assistance.
I work every day. I'm not out here on the street. I'm not out here on the street. I'm not committing crimes. I'm a single father, and I take care of business for my kids, yo. If I can't work, I can't feed them.
Lawmakers estimate about 100,000 families will be impacted by this funding freeze, affecting approximately 150,000 Illinois children. Reporting in Bronzeville, Angelica Sanchez, WGN News.
All right, what her name was, child. She said it too fast for me. I don't know what it is. But you know what y'all can do? You can go move to New Damn York. Because Ma'am Danby is making his promises of free to come true. It says that Hochul and Ma'am Danby announced free childcare for 2-year-olds in New York City. So what if your child is 3? You asked out. What if your child is newborn? You asked out. All right, let's hear. Let's see what's going on.
For New York City families, a historic announcement today.
Yeah, New York Governor Hochul and Mayor Mamdani will launch, starting this fall, a universal child care program for 2-year-olds.
The sounds of cheers is coming from many parents in New York, although it does fall a tad short of Mamdani's campaign promise to cover all kids under the age of 6 weeks old. But
oh no, not it doesn't. You mean Ma'am Danby didn't come through for y'all? Hold on. What did you say, sir? Hold on. What did you say? Say it again, child. Say it again.
Today.
Yeah, New York Governor Hochul and Mayor Mamdani will launch, starting this fall, a universal child care program for 2-year-olds.
The sounds of cheers is coming from many parents in New York, although it does fall a tad short of Mamdani's campaign promise to cover all kids under the age of 6 weeks old. But overall, this could make a huge difference for so many families.
Especially as the Trump administration says it is freezing child care funding for the city and for other blue states. Here's Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett.
Hi, sweetie. Governor Kathy Hochul is making the...
Why they over here with the minority kids, black and brown kids, huh? How come they had to go here? All right, my bad.
promise to New Yorkers that working families struggling to pay for childcare won't have to struggle quite so hard.
Every child will have the same opportunity to get the same head start.
Who in the back? A bunch of biatches. Child, you can't make it up.
That working families struggling to pay for childcare won't have to struggle quite so hard.
Every child will have the same opportunity to get the same head start. And no working parent will have to sacrifice their paycheck and career to make sure their babies and toddlers have an opportunity to grow and thrive.
The governor joined with Mayor Mamdani and unveiled what she called a roadmap to universal childcare to make pre-K fully funded statewide. In New York City, a program called 2Care will offer free childcare to 2-year-olds. The city's 3K program will be strengthened and childcare subsidies will be expanded. The 2Care...
They expanded without Trump? Or let me not say Trump. Without federal money or what? Y'all got this? Shout out to New York. They got this. They got y'all.
The program will be fully phased in over 4 years, starting with 2,000 children in the city's neediest neighborhoods.
No one is asking for life in New York City to be easy. They just want it to be a little less hard. So today, together, that is exactly what we are achieving.
The plan is a solid first step toward fulfilling Mamdani's campaign promise to offer free childcare to every New York family beginning at 6 weeks. Rahima Sojani is with the family advocacy group Moms First. Politicians, she says, can't afford to ignore the voters.
If they don't actually, honor the commitments that they've made in this announcement, they're going to pay the price in the ballot box, which is why I think that I have full faith that this is going to be executed on.
No, it is not child care.
So in other words, if they don't come through, then they won't vote them back in. Okay. But some people like to ignore shit, because then someone will say, oh, well, if you vote for that person, then they're racist. And then they fall back into the same old dumb shit. But, we'll worry about that when the time comes, God willing.
Care for infants and toddlers, at least not yet. But the governor says the funding for this phase is ready to go with no new taxes. At City Hall, NJ Burkett, Channel 7, Eyewitness.
Thanks. Whatever his name is. Let me see. So that's what New York is doing. Shout out to Hochul, however you say her name, and Ma'am Danby. Okay. But then I found this the other day about Hochul. Oh my God, StreamYard gets on my freaking nerves. Hold on, y'all. No Child Left Behind, the worst program ever. So over here on Progressive Action, it says, his caption reads, I don't know who this person is, it just happened to come up. It says, as of December 24, 2025, I used to think racial tropes were a Republican thing, Trump, MAGA, dog whistles. But let's be real, Democrats do it too. And somehow they get a pass. When Governor Kathy Hochul talks about Black people wasting money, she wasn't speaking in the abstract. She was talking about money Black families are about to receive and warning them not to spend it all at the liquor store, as if that's what we do when we get extra money while neglecting our children. Let's hear what she has to say.
To believe that only Republicans talk like this. But this is New York Governor Kathy Hochul saying these racist tropes. Check it out.
And I don't want to see that happen. So I'm putting more money back in people's pockets. The largest middle-class tax cut rate in 70 years.
Nice.
An inflation rebate, because you all paid so much in inflation. We collected more in sales tax. I said, that's not my money. That's their money. You people across the state of New York. Checks are coming out soon. Watch the mail. Okay? Okay? Don't spend it all one day. Get something you really need. Okay? Don't stop by the liquor store. Okay? Buy something for the kids. Buy them some food.
So she goes into this Black church with this historical baggage, this specific framing, and this paternalism, as if Black folks don't know how to spend their money in times of need. Bishop Bullwinkle, you think she would have went into a synagogue and said those words? Hell no. No. Yeah, no. But there's more. Listen to what she had to say about Black kids in the Bronx.
It's sort of our attitude. We will be the best. We will be the first. And I want others to follow, because right now we have, young Black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is.
The way society got it set up, they would have you thinking that only Trump and the Republicans say things like this. So how you like your political racism? Overt or covert? Oh, and by the way, Hochul, you ain't a trap queen. You the trope queen.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Shout out to Kathy Hochul. Nobody got nothing to say about her? Ain't nobody outside of her house. Ain't nobody in front of her, not her house, wherever the hell she be at. Nobody got nothing to say about that? No outrage over there? That's okay? Specifically Black Lives Matter. Where y'all at, y'all? Oh, yeah, y'all involving yourselves into this mess, right? Y'all about to involve yourselves into this Minnesota stuff with this white woman and that white ICE agent. That's where y'all should be at? So y'all ain't got nothing to say about Kathy? Okay, cool. Let's move on, child. Let's move on and see what else we got here. Shout out to Ask a Brother podcast. Y'all didn't have nothing to say about none of this either. Shout out to the Democrats that got all the, no, hold on. Shout out to the Democrats that are okay with Meg Thee Stallion to go perform in front of, this was in the ATL if I'm not mistaken, for Cam, that non-Black woman that y'all be lying trying to say that woman is Black. And it was okay for Meg to shake her ass, but it's not okay for Nicki Minaj to go and talk to Erica Kirk. It's not y'all over there trying to get a child deportation petition up to send Nicki Minaj back to Trinidad. Y'all probably didn't even know that she was Trinidadian until all this shit happened. But this was acceptable.
Now, I know my ladies in the crowd love their body. Real hot, girls. And if you want to keep loving your body, you know who to go for. Hey! 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 Yeah. Body crazy, curvy, plate. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all love that. Not nothing to say about none of that. You supported this. And when she came in front of the daggone ABCD clinic, not the ABCD clinic, the Roe v. Wade clinic, y'all didn't have a problem with that. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about none of that. Okay. It's just me, I know. Let's go over here to Philly. Shout out to Philly, where Sheriff Rochelle Belial condemns mass unlawful actions and stands for real law enforcement. So now she's going to inject herself into this Minnesota stuff. Shout out to Philly, right? I don't go into the city, child. Y'all can have it because everybody is crazy down there. I very rarely go into the city. But y'all want to come out here and start talking and popping this junk in the name of what now? Don't we have our own issues? Don't we have our own concerns that we need to be addressing, but don't want to address it, but you want to jump onto this stuff? Okay, cool. Whatever y'all say.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Belial, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good.
Now, I thought I saw some of the black people saying that you can't use say my name. Say my name, say my name. Even though Beyonce probably is the one that should be saying, don't be saying it because she did it in, or Destiny Child, I should say. So now she going up here talking about say her name, say her name. What is this for? What was the point in doing all this, child? Over here in Philly. Minnesota all the way to hell over there ain't got shit to do with nothing going on in the state of Pennsylvania.
Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States.
Anything to get in on this Trump is bad trope, they'll do it, right?
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Again!
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
Going, you're being a racist! Racist!
Yeah, but this is okay.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
And I'm a little confused as to how Krasner is just right here supporting all this. But anyway.
Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None.
Remember when they was telling all of us to wear a mask, and then the crime started going up, and then they said nobody can wear a mask anymore? They did that in Philly. As soon as winter started, they was like, no more masks. How you gonna tell people not to wear a mask in the winter? Ain't that what you're supposed to do? Now, I don't know. I have not been to Minnesota. I will never be going to Minnesota, okay? So that offer of a trip is off. I'm not going there. I ain't stupid now. But is it cold in Minnesota? Anybody in Minnesota? Anybody know about the weather in Minnesota? Is it cold in Minnesota? So if you put a thing over your face, what is that called? A mask over your face to cover up so that you're not cold. So soon are they gonna say you can't put a hat on? So you can't put one of those masks that you pull up here to go over your face so that you're covered. That's not allowed. Okay.
Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, and thank God for our district attorney Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made up fake, what you can call ICE professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made up fake wannabe law enforcement.
What does she need to come out here and say this for, y'all? Why? Again, this is all the way in Philadelphia. Philly has their own issues. So you coming out here talking all this bone shit bullshit. The city fucking sucks. They got more issues than a little bit. And honestly, with businesses that are closing down and leaving and being hit for crime, you might find that they might have more issues coming sooner rather than later. Why don't you concentrate on them damn criminals, these damn juvenile delinquents? Now, you got to get in front of the camera and make your face known in front of everybody and taking this opportunity for what now? You ain't got shit to do with nothing out there and fucking men a damn soda. Oh yeah, got to make sure that you get out here and say that you don't like Trump. Don't tell me that Trump derangement syndrome is not a thing. This does nothing to help the city of Philadelphia in any way, shape, or form.
Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And
so this is a dare. This is a dare to the administration, but it's them that are bad. That's exactly what this is. Now that I'm listening to it, I didn't listen to this until just now. We're listening to it together. I dare you to come up in here. You better not come up in here, because we don't play those games around here. Say I'm lying. B. White said, since when do police talk shit about federal agents? I don't know. I've never heard it before. All this is half damn crazy, but this is a democratic city. Philly is a democratic city, the whole state. Right? So this is what you do? Insert yourself into some shit that ain't got shit to do with you? Sit up here and talk about be antagonistic for antagonistic sake? This is responsible policing? This is the person who's in charge. Is she doing that for all of the Black families that have issues every day? We haven't been able to do Crime is Down in a while, y'all. But trust me when I tell you, listening to or seeing the things that come up for Philly news, there are issues in Philly that these MFers ain't handling. How the hell you gonna be trying to antagonize the fucking federal government because you ain't got nothing else better to do? You got plenty to do. You got plenty to do. And this is where you thought to go and spend your damn time. But don't forget, y'all, Democrats are not the party of, violence. They don't do anything wrong. They're peaceful. They're very peaceful. We just want to be friends. We love everybody. This don't seem peaceful to me. This is absolutely, you know what it is, y'all? Hold on. Y'all know what it is, but let me show all the new people. This is what it is. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You heard what I said? Because I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. That's exactly what that is. Shout out to Bobolo. Thank you, boo. He said ICE has been around since 2005. Only when they are utilized under Trump do they become a problem. Of course. As always, because that's all these people can see. It's going to be long 3 years because these people are crazy. But let me tell you something. As they continue this foolishness, they will convert more people over to the other side, whatever that means to y'all. But at the end of the day, away from them. You can't tell me nothing different. This sounds ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous for her to come out here and do this shit and for Krasner to sit there and allow it and be a part of it. As much shit going on in Philly on a nightly basis, we ain't even talking about the damn holiday weekends. Y'all know we've covered it how many times? But you're going to go and be antagonistic to the federal government to show that you so tough. Y'all ain't tough. Y'all ain't tough for shit. These kids is running rampant all the damn time. Child, hurry the hell up.
Fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. But here's the last thing that I would say. Law enforcement professionals around the country do their job. And we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You had one negative nutcase that causes this problem, and now we all have to fight again to let people know law enforcement works with communities. These crimes would not be down if we didn't have communities work with us. Thank you.
Crime is down. You heard that, right? You heard that, right? She had the nerve and the audacity to end with crime is... Child, as long as they say it, they believe it. I found the time that I found the video when Joe Biden said it the first time. I didn't pull it yet, but I'm going to pull it. And I'm going to make sure, because he was at an NAACP event. Isn't it interesting that it's either black people saying it or in front of black people where they always talking about it the most? Crime is down. Brandon in Baltimore, crime is down. Brandon in Chicago, crime is down. These people in Philly, crime is down. Okay. People are trying to move to all them places in droves, right? Child, Ithriel, if I mispronounced that, L3L, I apologize. He said, honestly, it sounds like a lot of insurrectionists. It sounds crazy. I'm not sure if it's an insurrection. Maybe it is, but it sounds damn crazy. It sounds like something that somebody who is in charge should not be saying. And then we'll turn around talking about, we're peaceful. That's the last thing you are. That's the last thing this heifer is. BY7, shout out from Camden. Shout out to Jersey. Jersey sucks though. Philly, the last city to be wanting this type of attention. I agree completely. But they better not fall for it. Let me rephrase. I hope they don't fall for it. Okay, meaning Trump to fall for this. He got more important things to be worried about, in my opinion, to be focusing his time on, I should say. But that's just me, right? Good morning, Trent. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Shout out to all of y'all that are here. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. All right, moving on to the Black Lives Matter, child. This is a video from BCP. Shout out to the Black Conservative Perspective. It says Black people reject BLM demand to burn down Minneapolis with white liberals in revenge against ICE. You're awesome. So now Black Lives Matter wants to come out for some shit that ain't got shit to do with black people. Now, we just said the other day, shout out to everybody that is here, all right? But we done said, we just watching. We ain't got nothing to do with it. Like, from a perspective of, listen. We got our own shit that we need to be worried about, that we need to be involved in, that people don't get involved in. We still waiting for Black Lives Matter National NAACP Congressional Black Caucus to come help that woman in freaking Chicago when them kids beat her and her kids up. Ain't seen hide nor hair of them. And we can mention many other episodes that they don't seem to show up in. They don't seem to show up for. Shout out to Night Jade, a member for 11 months. I appreciate you, boo. She said, my husband would never, ever put me in that position to get SHOT'd. This quote unquote cop is going to get someone else deleted. And she's referring to that lady from Philly. I don't disagree. Because all that's going to do is embolden people. Like when they was just talking about dog whistles, that's definitely what this is. This is a call out. That's why I said it's a you not going to tell me type of time. Everybody got to sit up here and say, Trump, tell me, Trump, tell me. And then he does something and y'all like, oh, he's racist. He's this. He don't like women. He don't like men. He don't like dogs. He don't like cats. What do y'all want? What do y'all want? That's the question. If you think that the government is around here to take care of you, you are sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. But keep waiting for it, child. Keep waiting for all this alleged money to come through. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Let's get this going, child.
So I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dayside because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
Why yeah.
I don't know. I don't know like where that stems from. Like I mean, part of it is being like a white woman that I'm privileged and I have a lot of privilege. So I feel like white tears are not always something that's helpful or necessary when Black and brown people have been experiencing this for a long time. This isn't new for them. And
here we go. Liberal white women, child, y'all get on my nerves. Please stop. Please shut up. Please stop this and shut up.
So I don't know if that makes any sense in that way.
How did you decide that you should be here? Or are you still figuring that out?
Well, I work like 2 miles from here. So driving by, just, I was like, I'm here. I'm 2 miles. I can stop.
Shame! Do you have a job? Do you have a job? Shame! I'm here right now. Shame!
Wait. So we got to continue our coverage of leftist boohoo whining outrage over the justified ICE shooting that ended up with far left activist extremist Renee Nicole Good losing her life because she had a battery put in her back. She was gaslit into trying to obstruct ICE. And hey, at the end of the day, there are consequences for interfering with law enforcement and using a vehicle as a deadly weapon, right? I personally believe that this is a very simple case, right? It's not super complicated, but for whatever reason, again, leftists are trying to distract us from the real issues, and they do so by becoming agents of chaos.
Meanwhile, protests continue for a second day across the country where people voiced outrage over the shooting and called for ICE to leave their cities. Demonstrations taking place in Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Cleveland. Communities also held vigils to honor the life of the victim, Renee Nicole Good. The Trump administration deployed about 500 additional agents to Minnesota, adding to the roughly 2,000 DHS personnel already on the ground. Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota has placed the National Guard on standby, ready to help police to keep those demonstrations peaceful, which they have been to this point.
Young people are making their voices heard. You are looking at
what? That must have been an old broadcast based off of what we just saw about 45 minutes ago. Dang peaceful, child. If that's we need a dictionary again, because clearly people don't know what words mean. I'm telling y'all, we typically do a word of the day. Peaceful, breaking into the hotel, making noise all night long to make sure they don't sleep, spray painting inside of the hotel, throwing shit all over the place. That's peaceful? Child, keep y'all's asses over there in Minnesota, soda, child. Just stay on over there.
White Bear Lake High School after some students participated in a walkout today. And they are not alone. Students at schools like Irondale held similar events. And students attending Minneapolis public schools were not in class today. MPS is now offering families remote learning through mid-February. John Lordson was there for that announcement.
February.
Hi, everyone. John Lordson here at Hiawatha Park in Minneapolis. ICE out was the message that educators and families had here this morning. Many of them talked about the fear and intimidation they say they felt since ICE agents have showed up near or even at some Minneapolis schools. Many of the people who were here, including kids, held ICE out signs and other homemade signs. Educators talked about organizing rides for kids of immigrant families because their parents are...
If it's so dangerous, why you got your kids out here, child? If it is so dangerous, why do you have your children out here? This is the last place that I would have my kids.
They felt since ICE agents have showed up near or even at some Minneapolis schools. Many of the people who were here, including kids, held ICE out signs and other homemade signs. Educators talked about organizing rides for kids of immigrant families because their parents are afraid to leave the house. They also spoke about ICE's presence at Roosevelt High School earlier this week, where they said a teacher was tackled by federal agents.
ICE is not here to keep us safe. They're here to wreak havoc and cause harm.
No, they're not there to keep you safe. They're there to get illegal immigrants. Did that message get lost somewhere, y'all? Bueller? Did that message get... Did they think that they are coming to protect them? Is that what they thought? Where'd they get that message from, yeah? They're there to find illegals. Y'all want to protect illegals. Near illegals out here doing nothing for y'all. Y'all are losing your livelihood. Y'all are losing your jobs. Y'all, it looks like starting to lose your lives. But you still want to be out here so that you can prove what to whom exactly? And you want to put your kids in the way too? You want to bring your kids out here to this? We got to show our children. Child, you're supposed to be home on remote learning. Child, shouldn't your kids be home on remote learning since they basically don't have to go to school or in school for the rest of the month?
ICE tears our families apart. ICE terrorizes our neighborhoods.
We keep us safe. ICE out of our schools. ICE out of Minneapolis. ICE out of Minnesota.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I think they're trying to make this George Floyd 2.0, right? They're desperately trying to make this a nationwide thing where all these people get out and riot in the streets, they protest, they commit acts of violence in the name of this woke activist, right? This is what they're trying to do, okay? In fact, you actually have BLM out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They were explicit in their calls for violence. They called for rioters to burn the city down, okay, over this ICE shooting. Take a look.
This family should not wait for justice. And remember, we fought for Jamar Clark. We occupied a precinct for Jamar Clark. We did not get
Jamar Clark sound like a black name to me.
justice for Jamar Clark. But when the city burned, after George Floyd, all of a sudden there were some charges. So for those who are on the media talking about, don't burn it down, don't set it on fire, let me tell you this, we need justice and we need it now. Yeah. Because what happens after that is on your page. All power to the people.
Child, do they fight that hard for the black? Shout out to the black people. Shout out to everybody that is here. I'm talking to black people right now. Have they been fighting that hard for anybody in y'all cities? Bueller? Anybody seen Black Lives Matter lately? Do anything for black people? Bueller? Please let me know. Anybody, Bueller? Anybody? Bueller? Okay.
They were explicit in their calls for violence. They called for rioters to burn the city down, okay, over this ICE shooting. Take a look.
This family should not wait for justice. And remember, we fought for Jamar Clark. We occupied a precinct for Jamar Clark. We did not get justice for Jamar Clark. But when the city burned, after George Floyd, all of a sudden there were some charges. So for those who are on the media talking about, don't burn it down, don't set it on fire, let me tell you this, we need justice and we need it now. Yeah. Because what happens after that is on your page. All power to the people.
Shut these streets down. Again. Make the city pay. Again. And again.
Wait. Hold on. Now, the city is being run by Jacob and Timmy. Timmy said peaceful protesting. I don't think Timmy said to go burn down the city. So so ICE agents came not from Minneapolis, they came from wherever the hell they came from, right? Into the city, and you think that the answer to this, what's going on, is to burn down the city that you have to live in. Am I missing something? Make it make sense, Bueller. So you telling me, whoever's gonna listen to these people, because I promise you somebody is, whoever's gonna listen to these people, they're coming in to say, they piping up to say, allegedly burn down the city to get justice for Renee, a white woman, and then F up y'all city. And I'm feeling like they'll probably listen to this mess. Help me make that make sense, y'all. I don't understand. I'm confused.
After that is on your case. All power to the people.
Shut these streets down. Yes. Again. Make the city pay. Again. And again. That was all about losing money when George Floyd died. We as the people can cause them to lose more money now.
Wasn't the cop, Chauvin, I think his name is, wasn't he a cop on the Minnesota police, I guess? Bueller? Is that true or no? I'm assuming he wasn't an ICE agent not from the state. I'm assuming that he was a part of the community of Minnesota. Okay. No, they don't mobilize for us at all. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so you're telling me that you're gonna, allegedly, these people are gonna listen to a woman that's saying to burn down the city, even though the person is not even from said city. Not saying that it was right if that's what happened, because I don't remember. I'm not saying it was right if they burned down the city for George Floyd either. I don't think you should be burning down any cities, okay? All right, no violence, all right? But if that's what they did, then that's what they did. And they think that that's what got them charges and fine. That's what they think got the charges for Derek Chauvin. Whatever, right? So you want to destroy your city, but you care about Minnesota and Minnesotans. And where's Timmy to combat this and say, child, please shut the fuck up. Please go sit down some damn where. Child. All right. Let me back it up, child. Lord, help your people.
Hey, all power to the people.
Shut these streets down. Yes. Again. Make the city pay. Again. And again. That was all about losing money when George Floyd died. We as a people can cause them to lose more money now. If we don't stand.
Cause who to lose more money? Y'all, and then when the city got to say, you know what, your taxes is going up because y'all burned down the city, then they're going to say it's racism. So when they say, when it's all said and done, that the taxes is going up and y'all's taxes go up, or the price of cigarettes goes up, or the price of soda goes up, then y'all going to say it's racism. Because y'all about to burn down the city, allegedly. That's a racist.
Hey, again and again. That was all about losing money when George Floyd died. We as a people can cause them to lose more money now. If we don't stand together, we're going to fold. Together we stand, divided we fold. We as a community got to stop talking and do the work. We cannot wait till somebody die again to do the work. ICE is a demon. They are not human beings.
She out here come for ICE is the demon. When was the last time they come for anybody black that had troubles? What? I can't think of right now. Besides the lady, and I feel like there was another elder that got taken out by a bunch of kids. They wasn't there for that. They never there for anything that's supposed to be for us, this Black Lives Matter. But now all of a sudden you burning down Minnesota. You fighting out here against ICE. ICE.
They are killers. They're killing on target.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Never let Democrats gaslight you into believing that they are not the party of violence. They're certainly the party of violence when they can't get their way. They result to violence when they're trying to get their way. They result to violence. This is BLM explicitly calling for violence. They're saying, yeah, burning down the city worked before, right? So let's do it again, right? In order to get our way. Again, this is how the left moves, right? These are leftist tactics. And then, when they actually do commit violence, they'll say, oh, they're not actually committing violence. They're mostly peaceful, right? Fiery, but mostly peaceful. They really want to create the Sum of Love 2.0. However, there are some people who are saying that, you know what? This administration is not the administration you want to F around with, right? This ain't the administration, Trump 1.0. This is not the 1.0 administration. This is 2.0. And in 2.0, we ain't effing around with these far left extremists. And that's why you have some people, mainly black people, coming out and rejecting BLM's calls to get out in the protest industry with these white liberals, right? They're saying, nah. This ain't our fight, right? We don't want to be involved in this. This doesn't have anything to do with us. Again, there are people, black people, left and right, for their own reasons, saying that, hey, we should not get involved with this.
Okay, y'all gonna think I'm being insensitive for what I'm about to say. but it is what it is. First, I want to say rest in peace to the woman, the mother of 3, who was unalived by the ICE agents. I watched that video and it was just really horrific, honestly, and I felt really terrible for that woman. Rest in peace to her, and my heart goes out to her family, period. Now, that being said, I remember when y'all told us that we should just comply and stop resisting arrest when these things happen to us every other day. I remember everybody saying that to us. Just comply, stop resisting arrest. I'm so glad we're delineating. And I'm so glad a lot of us are just seeing through the BS. While I think it's horrific that happened to that woman, I'll be sitting at home feeling compassion and sadness for her, but also thinking about all the times thousands of my own people went through this, and the same people crying for her and shocked and upset, kept saying that my people should just comply and they shouldn't resist. Same people I'm seeing having outrage with the same people who said it. I'm seeing Hispanics saying this is outrageous and this was an unaliving. However, I remember when our people were going through it, they just said we should just comply. I'm seeing politicians that are ethnic Black American, part of our group, who never speak out against police brutality or what our community has been through, speaking up and being outraged and shouting and screaming. So I'm going to continue to double down on my delineation, and I'm going to eat popcorn, and I'm going to mind my ethnic Black American business.
Hey, Black Americans, come here. I got to talk to you for a second, just for a moment. Just give me a little bit of your time. This whole ICE protest and you lashing out against Trump, I think you guys really need to stand down. This is not your battle. It's not your fight. It's not your struggle. I understand that you guys are emotional and you feel some kind of way because that female put herself in that situation by just being there. She had no business being out there protesting and railing at ICE. Now, the video you guys watch, you watch from one angle. I saw from another angle where there was a cop or ICE agent in front of that vehicle. It was justified. He had every right to do that. So stand down. It's not your battle. She put herself in that situation. You have issues of your own that you need to deal with that's unresolved. And at the end of the day, yes, that woman was unalived. But if you look at beyond what happened to her, it was all to defend undocumented immigrants. That's what they were doing. They were protesting. These are Democrat paid protesters, what they call professional protesters that was already prepared.
Why do I keep hearing this, that there's a thing called professional protesters? I didn't know that was a thing. So they allegedly pay people to go protest and cause chaos and go out here and be combative. That's a real thing, y'all. Let me acknowledge my fave. He said my pastor, Willie Williams, shout out to Willie Williams here on YouTube, says comply, comply, comply. I know he does, child. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Aliyah. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new.
To go out there and raise hell in the streets, to cause division and emotions. Yes, a lot of y'all, your emotions are out of whack, man, but it's not your struggle. It's not your fight. You need to stand down. You have bigger problems in your own communities.
I need white people to understand something. I've been seeing a lot of them saying, well, how come there's not more people in the streets? How come more people aren't rioting? How come this and that and whatever? It's because y'all are waiting for Black people to do it. And Black people are staying home. They're staying safe, as they should. Also, y'all people made it okay for ICE to racially profile Latinos, right? And American citizens are getting detained. One was murdered, right? A white American citizen was murdered yesterday. What white people need to understand is everything that is happening in America right now that you guys do not like, this is your fight. Black people have done enough, and you guys have gotten too comfortable with using them as human shields because you want them to be at the forefront of this conflict. You want them to be the voices. You want them to be in the front, doing all the grunt work, the hard work. The thing is for centuries now at this point, all that hard work has come up to nothing, but also has villainized them as violent, as, the problem, as combative. And no, this is your fight. This is white people's fight.
This how you know they want us to get involved in something. Listen how they summoned us on the news. This don't got nothing to do with George Floyd. So why did they bring it up? Just hold on.
Shameful and disgraceful. And you would think that entire state would be a little bit more sensitive for the rhetoric that they used, given what happened in 2020 with the George Floyd riots, when their city and their state was quite literally up in flames for quite some time. And then, of course, that ignited a violent protest around the country. We all remember what happened.
So why bring him up? George Floyd don't got nothing to do with ICE. This is how they be trying to incite riots. I'm starting to realize that the government just love chaos. They love chaos and they love to play with people's emotions. Why bring up?
She had the media portraying the white lady who was shot dead by the ICE agent. This is why I want all Black Americans to stay out of ICE business. I'm going to repeat it again. This is not our business. Please stay out of ICE business. Okay? We did not vote for this. This is how they treat one of their own. Imagine if that was a Black person. the outrage would have been much different.
This whole ICE situation is another reason why Black people need to not be at these protests no matter what and just stay the fuck back.
Ooh.
Fox News and all these other assholes are claiming that this woman was a domestic terrorist when she wasn't. So if they're doing that to white women, they're going to do so much worse to us. ICE and the rest of the far-right assholes basically want people to get riled up just so they can have a reason to fucking kill some people. That's pretty much all they care about. They're waiting for any type of looting or things to get heavy just to have an excuse to end some lives. And we cannot give them that reason, especially Black people. They're really going to try to take us out with any excuse. It's best to just stay at home, protest online.
Yeah, see,
protest online, y'all. Shout out to all the white people acknowledging themselves. Shout out to y'all. Listen, this is what it is here, okay? This is what it is, okay? We acknowledge everybody. We good to everybody as long as you act like you got sense. I'm not saying nothing about y'all, but shout out to y'all for acknowledging yourself. Plenty of white people. Shout out to Decline Management. But some of them sound extreme themselves, obviously on the other side. It's like, y'all, I've said this already. I was like, please, let's just not get involved with this and make it into something more that it doesn't have to be. Then here you go. Shiloh, we know, girl. we just saw I don't know, we've been seeing so many TikToks before. I was saying it, I was like, child, we can observe, we can talk about all this because this is crazy. All this is crazy. Let's not get it twisted. All of this is crazy. This is not where I thought 2026 was going to be. I got to be honest with y'all. We are only 10 days into the new year. 10 days. This is ridiculous. You got Timmy Wilden, Jacob Wilden, Ilyan disappeared, Trump Wilden. Now, JD, I'm all good with JD, though. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm all good with JD. His rhetoric is a bit much, a little bit, but child, I'm okay with JD. Erica, don't come for me. Erica, don't come for me. All right. Now the Black Lives Matter people want to get into the shit. The politicians on the left-hand side, Keith Olbermann, like everybody needs to come. Remember in Do the Right Thing? I think it was Do the Right Thing where Samuel L. Jackson said, everybody calm down, calm the fuck down. Who's gonna do that? Because everybody needs to calm down. We don't know not more than what the hell it is that we see. But guess what? None of us matter at the end of the day on what's going to happen going forward with this case that's obviously allegedly going to come up. The shit just happened, 4 days ago or so? And everybody is out here wilding the fuck out. Everybody can have a damn opinion. Everybody can have a damn opinion. And let that be that. Because we don't have nothing to say about it anyway. Ain't no we can do down here with us. Shout out to us down here, okay? But everybody is wild and fuck out. Somebody just said to keep us divided. Well, it fucking works for show. That's why I'm like, you got to be different to be around here with us. Because we don't discriminate here. To a lot of people's chagrin, just don't be dumb. That's it. Just don't talk stupid. That's all. Agree to disagree. That's it. But child, some of these people, which we have seen even here, are just wilding the fuck out about some shit that ain't got shit to do with you at the end of the day.
Yeah, you heard that. Now, as you can see, you have Black people, left and right, okay, saying do not participate in the ICE protest if you're Black. Again, for their own reasons. Now, some people are scared. They're saying, well, hey, if Black people get out here, they do this, then they could be put in harm's way. And it's not our battle. This is about illegal immigrants, right? It's not about Black folks. It ain't our battle. That's what they're saying. Some Black people are saying, well, you know what? White people didn't show up for us enough, right? We don't feel like white people have done enough for us, right? Therefore, we're not going to show up for them because, you know, it's the white liberals. They're the ones that want everybody to be mad and upset, right? They're the ones that are really in the street boo-hooing and crying about this, okay? Especially the white liberal women. They're really upset about it, right? So, again, Black people, for various reasons, are saying that, nah, we're not going to get out there like we did during George Floyd. Now, here's the thing, right? Regardless of the reason, I got to say, it's a smart move, right? If you're a Black person, yeah, it is a smart move for you to stay home, right? Not because you're Black, right? Or not because the white man did you wrong, okay? Right. Because you should not be obstructing ICE, okay? You should not be.
Well, that's the biggest thing right there. I see ICE as the same as the police. I'm not trying to get in nobody's way, get in their face over. This is what a lot of people don't understand. I'm going to just say about some of us, specifically me. Because I choose not to get involved in some bullshit that I can see because I have common sense is going to be trouble. then that makes me a problem. Why would I want to get involved with trouble? I didn't come up to this ripe old age in order to be taken out over some bullshit from motherfuckers that don't give a shit about me. So why these other people are doing it, I have no idea. Do they need some attention that damn bad? They just want to be causing chaos, or maybe they're paid like y'all said. But now we got, shout out to BCP, we're done with him. But now we got to go over here because it looks like they're having a press conference. I guess Jacob is about to come up. We just in time, child.
What is the status of both of your offices' communication with DHS?
So the question was the status of communication with DHS. We have ongoing communication with all of federal law enforcement in Minnesota. And that's because we do have work that goes on and continues to go on, addressing gang violence, drug dealing, and serious street crime. So there is ongoing communication with our officers and federal agents literally every single day. It's just that there is not. There's a line. There's a separation between communication around those issues and communication around immigration enforcement. There is none.
Thanks, everybody. Next question.
Oh, they done? All right, let's see what we missed. Hold on, let's go back.
Saying that I have seen community members sort of.
Now, I don't know, okay? But I think I see snow, so I'm assuming it must be cold. So just because these people are out here without no hats on, no scarves, and no coats, don't mean that everybody do it that way, right? Because I would have everything on. Hat, scarf, earmuffs, coat. They just out here like it's a spring day. Maybe they're used to it. So for someone to have a mask over their face because they don't want to be cold, that don't sound weird to me. But y'all, who am I?
Step into the breach, recognizing that there are others out there, agitators that are trying to rile up large crowds. And not only have they not taken the bait, they have pushed others back from the brink to say, hey, you know what? This is what Donald Trump wants. He wants us to take the bait.
Look at him saying this is what Donald Trump wants, while the people that are peacefully protesting in his damn city state are breaking in to the daggone hotel and destroying it, and outside being a nuisance. But he's got to toss Donald Trump into this shit. So he's not a part of the problem. He's definitely the biggest part of the problem because he's the one that started when he was cussing people out. I understand that it's Minnesota, but they up there trying to act like, oh, you can't have a mask on your face. What? It's effing cold. See, I'm one of those people, like, I don't need to go to Minnesota to know that Minnesota is cold. I'm being facetious. But they're over here trying to act like the ICE person that had a mask on his face is just trying to hide. And maybe he is, but y'all, it's Minnesota. It's Minnesota in fucking January. Child, come on, child. This man get on my nerves. I can't stand him, y'all. I can't stand him.
He wants those agitators to get a hold of this crowd in a way that it makes them cause harm to others and or damage to property. And so to them, I want to say my deepest thanks. We are so grateful for everything that you've been doing. And to our first responders, to our police officers, Chief O'Hara, to our firefighters, Chief Rucker, they have been working tirelessly. They have canceled all days off. They've made sure that they are out here protecting people, keeping them safe, and showing a true juxtaposition between the kind of public safety and service that we provide to our residents here at the city of Minneapolis versus what ICE is doing. And so, again, I am inspired by so many community members that have kept the peace and that are making very clear the message we cannot take the bait. And to the few that have caused damage to property and or harm to others, need to be very clear, we're not going to let that happen. You cause damage to property or put others in dangers, you're going to be arrested. And again, the vast majority of people have done this right. We are so deeply appreciative of them. But we have seen a few incidents last night. Those incidents are being reviewed. There were 29 arrests that were made that Chief O'Hara will provide an update on. But we wanted to, again, give sort of the overarching theme of what we're seeing, which is peaceful protest.
Peaceful protests? All right, let's see what's going on, y'all. Just in, DHS takes action in Minneapolis as anti-ICE protesters rage.
Taking action and sending 1,000 more Border Patrol agents to Minneapolis as protests in the Twin Cities and beyond heat up over the ICE-related shooting. Here to react is Minnesota Congressman and House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. So great to see you this morning, Congressman. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, there's a lot. You've got a lot going on back at home there. What can Republicans in Congress do to find out who is fomenting all of this violence?
Well, it's Charlie. It's sad that Minnesota is in the news for this, but I don't know that we have to do much more. All you got to do is watch. You've got Tim Walz literally sounding like Jefferson Davis. Our governor is saying, we're at war with the federal government. He claims that he can call the National Guard out. They want to tell.
That's exactly what they sound like. And the lady in Philadelphia sounds exactly the same. But we don't do anything wrong. You don't know.
People to go ahead and protest, but what they're literally doing is encouraging more violence, whether it's our governor, Tim Walz, who's been a complete failure, or it's our attorney general, it's Mary Moriarty. We've got a Hennepin County, that's Minneapolis, Charlie, prosecutor who wants to do her own investigation now. Keep in mind, this is the same prosecutor that withheld
shout out to KC Kid for bringing that up. I'm assuming he said, notice how they ain't saying nothing about the two Trendeagala gang guys, SHOT yesterday, trying to run over ICE police. Exactly, because we covered that. That's what we talked about that night that I came back on. And it's like, it's JNG members. Ain't nobody got nothing to say about that. Nobody. No carrying on, no problem with ICE. Oh my God, nothing. Oh, so you do want them to protect you. Oh, you do want them to do this in order to help you and protect you and make it okay. Now, all of a sudden over here, it's not right, it's not fair, given what the hell it is that she did, but because they tried to do the same thing, they're wrong and be quiet. But she basically did the same thing. Y'all are wrong, and you got all this shit to say. Come on, damn it.
Exculpatory evidence for a Minnesota State Patrol officer accused with excessive force. What does it mean, Charlie? She wouldn't share it with the court. She got caught hiding evidence that would have, and it did. It ultimately ended in dropping the charges. But in this case, you don't have to go very far to look and see who is fomenting all of this violence. And to claim that these people are peaceful, Charlie, they're yelling, save a life, kill ICE. That's not peaceful, and that is not appropriate. Tim Walz should have come out right away and said, everybody be calm, withhold your judgment. We know that this is a very sensitive matter. Let law enforcement do their work. Then the director of public safety should have been on right after that. And instead of giving a list of what you can do to peacefully protest, quote unquote, he should have come out and said, there will be no violence. There will be no property destruction.
Exactly.
If you do that on our streets, we will hold you accountable and you will be arrested. So just be on notice.
Exactly.
None of that happened. And then you got a boy toy mayor, somebody who's not mature enough for the job, yelling the Effenheimer about getting ICE out of his city. It's very clear who is fomenting it. And another big story that broke last night is the Minneapolis Teachers Union announced that kids, because this is a tough time, Charlie, kids can learn virtually until February.
Right.
Wrong message, wrong behavior. And it's the reason why Minneapolis public schools have lost 20% of their students in the last 5 years. And they're expected to lose another 6,000 in the next year.
And of course, also falling dramatically in terms of reading and math results as a result of that remote learning. What is it about Minnesota voters that they keep returning people like Jacob Fry and Tim Walz to office?
Well, they're two different things. I mean, Jacob Fry, his electorate is way to the left. I mean, remember, they had a candidate that was referred to as Mondami from the Midwest. So this is what they're dealing with. And he's not a leader. What he's doing is he's running in front of a violent mob and he's saying, follow me, Charlie. He's not saying anything that a leader would say to control the city. Tim Walz is a completely different thing. Tim Walz is a statewide candidate that barely gets over the line. I don't think people realize in the last election, he only won 13 of 87 counties. And in the 74 counties in greater Minnesota that he lost, Charlie, he got 37% of the vote. Minnesotans are waking up. They are sick and...
You know what I was just thinking while he was talking? Like maybe they're allowing this and they want this because they want the eye to be off of the fraud, allegedly. So I offer the fraud, right? Then that means you're not looking into who's actually involved, even though I'm pretty sure it can happen simultaneously. Just because this is what we are talking about at this point doesn't mean that the investigation into the fraud is not going on. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they think they're deflecting from that to get the heat off of them. I'm thinking that could be what it is, because he's absolutely right. It's not after what happened last night. You telling me, Jacob, that you couldn't come out here and say, listen, Y'all gonna stop this shit right the fuck now, okay? You're not gonna destroy our shit because y'all all upset. So y'all better figure the fuck out. Since he likes to cuss, that's what he should have said. Figure the fuck out. What are y'all going to jail for? What good are you going to do to help if your ass is in jail? That's what he should have been saying. No. Oh, you do this and it's Donald Trump's fault. I'm not going to say anything, but if you do it, it's Donald Trump's fault. Child, please. My fave said, if I was in Minnesota, I'd have my poo shiesty on. Of course, it's fucking cold. It's cold here. It's not even cold here today. But it's cold here. You think I'm going to Minnesota? Thank you, boo, child. Y'all, make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Let me go on over here, child. Because shout out to Black Conservative Perspective. Child, he ain't playing no games. If one of the mods could drop his channel, make sure y'all go ahead and follow him. So he just put this video out that says, Minneapolis police flee as deranged liberal mob breaks into ICE hotel during downtown riot. So, child, he is on it, okay?
Vice President Vance believes that shooting a young mother of 3 in the face 3 times is an acceptable America that he wants to live in, and I do not. And that is a fundamental difference between Vice President Vance and I. I do not believe that the American people should be assassinated in the street.
Anybody that listens to this heifer, there might be something wrong with you, because she's doing exactly what they're saying that they don't do. So all they do is talk. How come these protesters are not at the freaking capitals and wherever the hell else these people are in front of there saying, do something about this shit? This your job. We don't want this shit. Get this shit done. Move your asses. Bring your ass in this Saturday. Work this Saturday. This is an emergency. Where's that at? No. Go out here and look half damn crazy. Thank you, Gen Z. No, just go out here and look half damn crazy and just talk this talk and try to act like we're innocent. We don't do this stuff. We just saw Jacob say the same shit. She now saying the same shit. Just out here fanning fucking flames. And then you liberals, because I know you here, not in the chat, but I know you listening. You're going to listen to this shit and be like, she's right. She knows what she's talking about. Child, y'all go to jail then.
Specifically has a mandate that has nothing to do with going after U.S. citizens. Watch the video for yourself. You don't have
So the crowd has gone into the hotel here. The hotel where ICE agents have been staying. And
why is someone's foot up here? Do you see this on the right-hand side of the screen? Why is somebody's foot all the way up here in the air? This is peaceful? And then, again, you gonna record all this and put it on the damn internet, of course. Child.
Wait. So we're now officially experiencing George Floyd 2.0. Okay, leftists, at least as of right now, so it seems, they have successfully made Renee Good the George Floyd of 2026. Okay, I guess you can call this the winter of love in Minneapolis, as the freaks and the lunatics took to the streets to protest and riot and to commit acts of violence and chaos in the name.
And then turn around and say, we're peaceful. We're peaceful. Destroy your own damn town. Destroy your own damn city. We're peaceful. Look what Donald Trump did. We're peaceful. Shout out to Ms. AB. I appreciate you, boo. She said BCP is my YouTube intelligent boyfriend. I hear you. I don't disagree with you. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for being here. Shout out to Jacob McReynolds. Thank you so much, honey. He said Waltz dropped off the run for governor, so he has nothing to lose. That is why he is stoking the flames. Jacob Fry did ads in Somalian. Oh, yeah, we covered that. That's why I was like, oh, we out here talking English today. He out here talking English today. And like, thank you, Jacob McReynolds. I appreciate you. And like Uncle Rick is saying, it's the same play every single time. And you dummies, not y'all, you dummies fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. Nothing changes. You keep electing the same people. Nothing changes. They say blame Donald Trump. You blame Donald Trump. So we trying to act like no foolishness is going on under Joe Biden. Y'all could quickly forgive Joe Biden, not call him out, not call out Obama, but every single fart that fucking Donald Trump makes, y'all out here having a damn fit. He's a 34 count felon. He's a 34 count felon. You listening to Tim Walz. Tampon Tim, as they call him. Timmy, as we call him. Look like he wasting away, honestly. He losing a lot of weight, y'all. And I don't think it's from Ozempic. Jacob Fry ain't out here. He's the white Doogie. He's Doogie, the white version. You got Doogie in Baltimore, Brandon Scott. You got Doogie in Minnesota, Jacob Fry. They're not saying anything that makes sense. This doesn't make sense. This is half damn crazy. So destroy your city. And like I said before in Hiram, I forget what it is that you said, or whoever it was, you destroy your city, it'll have to get rebuilt. Businesses may leave. Guess who's gonna get the bill? Then y'all can't afford it. Then here comes gentrification. Then y'all gonna say that shit is racist. And of course, it's Donald Trump's fault. Child, once that man is deceased, y'all still gonna be saying that it's his damn fault.
Aim of getting justice for a woke activist that decided to obstruct ICE, okay, to not obey lawful orders, break the law, okay, and try to run over an ICE agent. And he acted in self-defense, okay? And they're trying to pretend as if this was some injustice, this was some tragedy, when ultimately at the end of the day, her actions led to her death. And I do not believe that the ICE officer is going to be charged, especially at the federal level. I don't think that he should be charged. I think that investigation honestly should be done. There's really nothing to investigate from what I saw, right? I saw the video. I saw the ICE agent get hit.
And Greg can have his viewpoint on what he thinks. It's okay for him to think what he thinks, but somehow on a liberal progressive person, they can't fathom it. So it's got to be burn it shit to the ground. Guess what? Other people think differently than y'all do. And y'all ain't always right. And we ain't always wrong. And this shit is crazy. I don't care who you are. This is ridiculous. Oh, we're stepping up. We're stepping up. You are ruining your own fucking town for a person that ain't even from your damn town, you jackasses.
Right? He got hit. And because he got hit with what can be defined as a deadly weapon, it was justified. And, you have Democrats slowly but surely starting to acknowledge at least some truth about what happened here, which is that the ICE agent did, in fact, get hit by the vehicle and was injured.
Don't take my word for it. Don't take their word for it. Watch the video from every single angle. I mean, the ICE agent walked away with a hip injury that he might as well have gotten from closing a refrigerator door with his hips.
But he didn't close the refrigerator door with his hips, you jackass. So he can, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to get bumped by a car. Well, y'all motherfuckers go out there and get bumped by a car, then report back to us, okay? Why don't y'all go and get bumped by a car and then report back to us on how that worked out for you? Honestly, some of these dummies will probably do that shit.
He was not injured. I've seen worse injuries from doing that. And so give me a break.
So this isn't rhetoric? So this isn't rhetoric right now? This motherfucker wasn't there. His ass wasn't there. How the fuck does he know? This is a elected official. This is an elected official. He's riling people up with this damn language. He most certainly isn't calming them down. He most certainly is not calming them down. Kennard said this is why they instigate violence. It helps to drive businesses away and bring down property values. I lost my headpiece, so hopefully that's working. My headpiece died. My earpiece died, I should say. Yeah, and again, same play, same old play, still falling for the shit, thinking they doing something, being a martyr for who now? For who? Who? Why? Lose your livelihood and then try to blame somebody else. Good luck to those people, but not really. Well, Quill, thank you, Boo. He said they'll burn down their city for people they wouldn't let sleep on their couch. We gotta be in a we are in the Truman Show, sir, as we already said. Truman Show, exactly. Because again, like what Quill is saying, and we talked about already, for all these people that they out there allegedly fighting for, they wouldn't even allow them people to come sleep on their daggone couch. They wouldn't provide them a room in their own house. We've seen the videos where they say, yeah, they need to stay. Yeah, they need to stay. Oh yeah, but they can't stay with us. But you want to sit up here and try to talk about what somebody else says about this shit? Child, you can't be illegal nowhere else. But y'all just saying, come here. But then when they was taking y'all's benefits, y'all was mad. Now they're here just because your Trump derangement syndrome is out of control. You want to fight for them to stay. A fight against your own interests at the end of the day. Trying to be a martyr for who exactly? Destroy that city. Destroy it. Shout out to Nick Taylor in the building. He said, I've never been knocked down by my fridge before. Exactly. He over here saying dumbass shit. He's just the white doogie. This is white doogie and Brandon Scott is the black doogie. We got two doogies, y'all.
No, he was not ran over. He walked out of there with a hop in his step. And so we just got to get to the point where we're at least operating from, hey, this is like, we're looking at it on the video screen. This is what we're seeing. Can we all see that it wasn't run over? And then, JD Vance, this concept of absolute immunity is pretty bizarre.
Yeah. So I want you guys to understand the Democrat Party in the leftist position now, right, on self-defense for law enforcement. You have to literally be ran over or seriously injured before use of force is justified, right? That's essentially what they're arguing now. Well, see, he may have been injured, but he wasn't injured that bad, right? So they're acknowledging that he was hit, right? Everybody can see that he was hit.
Yeah, they're only acknowledging that now because of people reviewing the video over and over and over again. And in that latest video, you can hear the fact that he got hit. These are the same people. I'm telling y'all, we have watched this shit over and over and over again. They think that criminals should be able to do whatever the hell it is that they want to. Meaning these people fight for criminals. These people fight for illegals. But are they fighting for ya? That is the question. What the hell do they do for ya? Now, over here in Minnesota, clearly they're giving everybody whatever they want. Over here in New York, they're trying to give everybody whatever it is that they want. Because a lot of people, liberals, want the government to take care of them, but then they hate the government. It just don't make sense. It just don't make sense. Don't speak for all of us. Don't speak for all of us, okay? Because I'm not speaking for y'all. That's what y'all want for y'all. Y'all can have it. For me, I don't want the government to be supplying shit, okay? Make them laws all equal for everybody. That's all I need. We'll figure the fuck out over here. Y'all keep begging them for shit. Because isn't that, oh, you know what, y'all? Remember there was allegedly fighting over the extension of Obamacare's, whatever it was, in order for the prices not to go up. I could have swore I saw that they came to a deal. Did anybody hear anything about that, Bueller? Were they talking about that all wide and crazy like this shit that they talking, Bueller? Did y'all see that? Because remember, they were saying, oh, they was mad at, who was it? Whatever that Democrat was, they was mad at him because he caved. You caved to Trump. You kissed the ring. Oh, my God. They're not going to help. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything. They're liars. All they do is lie. Sound like they came to an agreement a few days ago. Hear anybody talking about that, Bueller? Did y'all hear?
This is amazing.
Did y'all hear as much about any of that, Bueller? So that the healthcare premiums are not. I thought it said that they got it passed. I thought that they said that they got it passed. I have to see. Is Reaper here? I don't think Reaper is here. But they ain't talking about none of that. I thought that was the problem. I thought that was the big problem. All the insurance that's going to go up. What happened? What happened? Shout out to Anna Archie. Child, I can't see. Anna Archie, thank you. She said, "Oh, I like you. You're real. Thanks." Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. I'm assuming you're a woman. Okay. Don't. I'm trying to figure all the new people out. Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. I thought it did. Is Reaper here? Okay. It was yesterday. Okay. All right. That's what I thought I saw. Do you see a lot of news coverage on that? Do you see a lot of, oh, they came together, they figured it out, and then none of that? Oh, okay. Nothing. Jacob McReynolds, thank you, boo. He said, Democratic Party, oldest party in history, nothing new. Same crap, different day. Is that what we're saying? I hear you. Come on, child.
But see, what they're now saying is that, no, see, he wasn't hit hard enough, right? You don't understand. That 2-ton vehicle did hit him hard enough, right? He had to actually be seriously injured or killed before he can actually defend himself, before self-defense would be justified. That's what they're arguing.
Can't admit he was hit by the car, correct?
Well, we don't know. We don't know if the camera. We don't know if the camera hit by the car.
He was hit by the car.
We don't know if the camera was hit by the car in his hand.
He was hit by the car. Okay, he was hit by the car. Okay, and he was hit by the car jumping out of the way. In other words, if he had not jumped out of the way, he would have been killed.
I disagree. I disagree. I'm telling you this as a person that's trained for this. I'm telling you this as a former police academy instructor that trained recruits on how to evade a vehicle that's moving forward. We've done studies on this time and time again, and it's proved to be an overwhelming success if the officer steps away. And you mentioned he was hit by the vehicle. It is a problem that he was hit by the vehicle, but was he injured? Do you think it was a genuine injury?
It's a problem that he was hit by a vehicle, child, but as long as y'all not injured, it's okay. Like I said yesterday, you could be in a car, get hit from behind and feel fine, and then the next day, your back will hurt, your neck will hurt. unreasonable people will act like that's not a thing. Like you've never been in a car accident before and that's how that shit works. But y'all, he was just hit a little bit. So if you get shot a little bit, y'all, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. It's only if you get shot enough as these people think that they should say it. Or what is his name? White Doogie. If he says that it's not a big deal, then it's not a big deal, child.
Away. But he jumped in wait to get questioned and then fight back.
But even the video shows he was running away.
Child, is she gonna be a regular on this shit going forward? I can't stand her. I can't stand her.
This is amazing.
The black Cindy Brady drives me nuts just to see her face, but let alone hear her damn voice, child. I'm gonna have to talk to BCP about this. Jacob, thank you, boo. He said you can dodge a car, you can dodge a ball. Shout out to dodgeball. Shout out to Generation X. We know about dodgeball. These kids don't know nothing about dodgeball, child.
Her. So he was raised by the car. She was not driving her car at him. I mean, we can just look at our eyes at the video and see.
That's where we're at this point, okay? These people are insane. They're absolutely insane. And the insanity is getting more out of control because when leftists don't get their way, right, what do? Well, they commit acts of violence and chaos. They become agents of chaos, and they're now taken to the street of Minneapolis in order to riot against ICE, in which they can be seen breaking into the hotel that ICE was staying in. And the summer of love is back, but this time it's the...
But if they had found rooms, just say that they found rooms, and they had tried to come for them, and then they took care of them, I shall say, then they would say, it was too much, you shouldn't have done that. This is what Donald Trump is doing to American citizens. Forget all this part, right? Forget everything that leads up to it. Just because you're you, and because you are a liberal, progressive, whatever, you do what you want. But as soon as someone takes action against what you're doing, then it's, oh my God, how could you do this? Donald Trump is a 34 count felon.
Winter of love in Minneapolis.
Let me ask you, have you spoken to any people, or can you speak to anybody that's marching right now and ask them what it is that they're marching about?
Yeah. Excuse me. Can you tell us, what are you here marching for?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, my ears are ringing a lot, so I don't know if I'll hear perfectly. But yeah, I'm just here because I think it's absolutely disgusting what ICE is doing here. I think it's absolutely important that they're kidnapping people. I'm disgusted that they murdered an innocent human being. And yeah, the entire thing just absolutely abhors me. This has to stop immediately. What we're seeing right now is frankly ethnic cleansing. It's disgusting.
Hey, Garrett.
It needs to stop. And I'm glad that there's so many people out here trying to stop this because it's just abhorrent.
Garrett, does he have a concern that the woman was driving her car at an officer? Does it concern this individual?
When you saw this video that is out, did you have any concern that it looked like this woman may have been driving her vehicle at the officer?
That's not what it looked like to me at all. And I mean, even if you did assume that was the case, which it absolutely is not, we are supposed to train officers to be responsible in these situations and judge the situation objectively and look at it reasonably. There just absolutely is no justification for this. But again, looking at the video from both angles, I know there was another clip that came out earlier today from a different angle. You can very clearly tell that she is evacuating the scene. There is absolutely no evidence that there's any attempt to drive the vehicle into the officers.
Garrett, last question. What should we do with people that don't obey our laws and come into the country illegally?
What do you think we should do with people that have come into the country illegally who are here? Is the question.
I think they have the right to be here, frankly. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I think they have the right to be here. I think that's just a basic human right is freedom of movement. We recognize that in the United Nations Charter. That, in my opinion, is just a fundamental human right that all nations ought to recognize. And I'm glad that some people are standing up for that basic human right.
And what's your instrument of choice?
Instrument of choice? I just found it fell in a bag. Someone was handing out free stuff, so there we go.
Let me go ahead and reiterate again, okay? That's not a man that I need to know. No bass in his voice. The man that's talking and feeding the questions, that's the man that I would need to know. That dude just now, see, they all seem to be similar in that from that perspective as well. No bass in their voice. You might not even be sure, ABCD or not, questionable, effeminate. I'm just saying. There's a type out here for this child. It's a type. These are the people that just think that everybody should just, this is, I guess that's what he means by free love. Everybody should just do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, with no consequences until something happens to them. And then they want someone to help them with some consequences. I don't see no real men. And yes, I said real men out here yet. Not near one. Not near one. That's what they want. So in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, it's a bunch of biatches running this shit, whether they ABCD or not, but probably mainly ABCD, running this shit and running a bunch of effeminate men around, and they just following around because they got all these fucking feelings. I can't be with a man that got a bunch of fucking feelings, emotional like that. Ain't no way. I can't do it. Because that's the person that would allow you to run your car on down there and be running after ICE. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let me go ahead and ask my husband. Can I go run down ICE, child? Child, all you're gonna do is look at me. That's the answer. I mean, I would never do it, but I already know. It would just be a look like, what the fuck is your problem? Why are you bringing that dumb shit to me? Because those that are around real men won't allow their women to get in dumbass situations and put themselves in harm's way because they need them to come back and take care of their damn family. But y'all, if your claim to fame is to make yourself famous and care for all these people that don't give a damn about you and worry about all these people out here that don't know you and see that all those people that you out here dying and crying for ain't out here supporting you, working with you, on the streets with you, doing nothing with you, but y'all gonna keep going? Keep going. Keep going. We appreciate y'all because that helps us separate. That helps us separate. And for all you dummies saying dumb shit, you subscribe just so that you can talk dumb. Send a super chat. You got something to say? Send a super chat. Jacob, thank you, boo. He said we got better shit to do than fight for illegals. The fact that he even sat there and said, "Oh, all should be able to be here." Oh, really? Oh, really? Because y'all, that's not what y'all was saying in the beginning when they was taking all y'all's benefits. You know, all that free stuff. All that free stuff that y'all want because you want the government to take care of you so damn bad. Y'all don't want to take care of yourselves. You hate the government, but you want the government to take care of you.
We like free stuff. So we came out here to get all this free stuff. But then the car saying, you can't get the free stuff. What? Because the people want to take it. And how y'all gonna take some stuff that ain't even yours? It's free.
So I got my 2 baskets and took the bus or whatever.
Wait a damn minute.
We get down here, we get some free stuff.
We're already in a recession. Times are hard. Why not just let us get the items and invest and be okay? We are Black women. We care about our crown. Why not give back to the community and let us get the product? The tools, any other eviction.
Thank you, Nick Taylor. He said Renee Good that drove the car in from Colorado. Yeah, or wherever it is that they came from. But that's not the statement that the wife gave on the GoFundMe that's at 1.5 mil. So they're all good. And she gets 1.5 mil. Shout out to her and all the bleeding hearts. And these people are going to get to go to jail or lose their jobs or be detained or whatever it is that they're going to get. I don't know what it is, but, you know, whatever.
All right, Garrett.
All right, y'all, quick break from the show because this is important.
Yeah,
Look,
So, Lauren, right now we're in downtown Minneapolis. We've been following this protest outside of a hotel where these protesters believe federal agents may be staying. And just in the last few seconds, it appears they're trying to get actually inside this hotel. You can see this.
Oh, breaking in. Sounds very peaceful to me. Not following the law. Imagine if they was doing it at their own houses. They wouldn't like that, right? Oh, but this is okay, child. This is okay.
Ramp that they were all around me a few seconds ago, and now they're up this ramp. I can see a door open to this particular hotel, and you can see and hear how much noise they're actually making right now. Earlier, they were shining lights on some of the windows, truly making as much noise as humanly possible to this point, banging on drums, blowing their whistles out with their signs as well.
They probably in there with AirPods. The AirPods. This is my regular one, but I got the ones that are noise canceling. I forget what the Pro, AirPod Pro, noise canceling like a mug. Shout out to Big Boy for becoming a member. Shout out to you, boo. I appreciate you. Shout out to you and all the channel members. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new.
This is at least the second hotel they have been to in the downtown Minneapolis area, appearing to be under the belief that agents are staying at the hotels at which they arrive. Now, again, you can hear the drums, but I can't emphasize enough. It was just a few seconds ago as we're going to get closer to this ramp to see what we can see. Excuse me here. Where you can see the door open. It doesn't seem that they've made much more progress beyond that door opening and a good portion of them actually going in. Now, while there was law enforcement in this area a little bit earlier in the evening, we have not seen any in the last 30 minutes or so to this point, as they are now clearly, it seems to have reached at least one of the doors here, but at the very least, everyone out in the street making as much noise truly as humanly possible. And when you look at the size, it actually isn't the overall biggest that we've seen, but you actually see here they climb a ladder of this other little vestibule here on the side, and they're up there observing as well, as we've got apartments around the surrounding area on top of that. So this is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's okay to do. And then as soon as they fall off and be taken on up out of here, then that would be Donald Trump's fault too. Don't you see how that works? It doesn't matter what it is. Just blame Trump.
A protest that had been marching through the city and through downtown Minneapolis in particular. And this is the latest stop where they've made their move here to just oh, and you know what? I'm going to turn here. You can see the lights that they were shining on the sides of the building here, trying to get into some of the windows with that light, which we saw them doing previously on the other side of the building as well.
Peaceful, child. Peaceful. Love it. Love all the peace. Shout out to all the peacefulness in Minnesota.
It's insane.
You guys need to go. 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 Nobody's gonna be here.
Broke into a business and started throwing stuff. That was crazy.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Every freak, weirdo, deranged lunatic in Minneapolis was out protesting and rioting against...
Oh, these people ain't got to go to work? I guess not.
ICE last night. And the saddest part about this scene was the fact that you saw Minneapolis police officers at one point retreating away from the mob.
Oh, really? Back up. Why are you letting your city go like this? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Wait, are they turning against the police? Oh, no. Are they turning against? This is not funny. This is not funny. So they are that deranged that they are turning on the Minneapolis oppressors? Oh, no. And then as soon as something happens, they'll say, the police weren't there. The police weren't there to help us. Oh, my God.
Protesting and rioting against ICE last night. And the saddest part about this scene was the fact that you saw Minneapolis police officers at one point retreating away from the mob.
Oh, really? Back up. Why are you letting your city go like this? What the fuck is going on? No, not me. Oh shit. Let me back.
Peaceful much? Peaceful much? And then if this happened last night and Jacob came up just a second ago, he over here talking about it's Donald Trump's fault. Oh my gosh. Y'all said that the police chief was beat up. Is that a news story? I didn't see that. Oh my God. Minnesota police chief. This can't be it. It's from 2 days ago. If y'all got something on it, send it to me. I don't see anything on it. But y'all, this is wild. This is wild and crazy. So the only people to protect you, you're pushing away. Oh my God.
You're a bunch of fucking bitches. No, not me.
Nick Sorter had to say, not me. He had to hurry up and say, don't come for me. Child.
Oh shit. Let me back. What the fuck happened? Get back!
Peaceful, y'all. This is peaceful.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow. I guess this is not real either. What the? Child, whoever said they should do a sick out, I would do a sick out too. Fuck these motherfuckers, okay? Stay down there and have a good old time. And let Tim, Tom, and Jacob figure it the fuck out, because they clearly are supporting this and allowing it. They're clearly supporting it and allow it by the shit that they're saying. Exactly, Ray Ray. It definitely is a riot. Was a riot for sure, for sure. Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
They fled, right? The police chief, they fled. They left. They were there. They walked away as the mob was walking them down. The mob was walking them down. They turned around, got in their vehicles, and left and dipped.
As they should.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. Minneapolis has been conquered. It's been conquered. It's time to bring in the National Guard. It's time to bring in the military. If this is going to continue, which, you know, at this rate, it looks like it's only getting worse. We're going to see, right? We're going to see if this calms down eventually. But if it doesn't, if they continue to do this, okay, and they become emboldened, so they probably will. Yeah, it's time to call in the military, okay? Because we can't have this. We cannot have a Summer of Love 2.0. We have to teach these leftists that there are consequences to this type of domestic terrorism. This is not a peaceful protest. These are riots. This is.
Oh, yeah, you can't say that, right? Oh, no. They're not trying to hear that. They can just do what they want. You don't know. I'm an American. I can do what I want. I can back down the police. I can back down the oppressor. You can't tell me. Then you be dialing for their asses as soon as you need something.
Chaos, okay? This is obstruction, and you cannot have it. We have to have law and order in this country, period. So that being said, let's learn a little bit more about what happened last night.
There's news. Fox News alert: an unlawful assembly declared in Minneapolis after thousands of anti-ICE protesters hit the streets in response to the fatal shooting of Renee Good.
The situation turning violent, with one group attempting to breach a hotel where they believe ICE agents are staying.
Matt Finn is live on the ground in Minneapolis with the latest. Matt, good morning. What are you seeing there?
Well, Rachel, it's quiet right now, but really just a few hours ago, not far from where I'm standing, things turned violent and got...
Child, this man had sense. He got a hat on. He got a scarf on. Good for you, sir.
Pretty dicey. A large crowd of protesters and rioters surrounded a hotel where they believe immigration agents are staying here in Minneapolis. Our Garrett Tenney was on the scene last night. He said a smaller group of the protesters broke into the depot in downtown Minneapolis, tossing around the furniture inside, while others were spray painting anti-ICE messages on the windows. Now, outside, the protesters were playing instruments, banging drums, and blowing whistles to prevent immigration agents from sleeping or getting rest. Our Fox affiliate reports police declared an unlawful assembly sometime around the 10 o'clock hour. Now, yesterday, body camera video showing some of the final moments leading up to that ICE agent shooting of Renee Good was obtained by Fox. Let's watch that full video.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. Show your face. I'm not mad at you. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Oh. I honestly don't understand how anybody can watch that video and not see the clear-cut self-defense there, right? It really blows my mind that people are really saying that this video somehow, some way helps this woman when it doesn't, right? In fact, they keep saying, the ICE agent, he was in front of her vehicle, so therefore he doesn't get self-defense. And it's like, actually, if you watch the vehicle, she lined up the vehicle when she was backing up the vehicle so that he was in front of the vehicle directly, right? She actually lined up the vehicle while backing up in a position where he would then be in front of the vehicle. So he really didn't even walk in front of the vehicle. She lined up the vehicle so that he was in front of her, right? So even that story that they're trying to tell, right? That excuse they're trying to make for this, that doesn't even fly when you actually look at the video. Again, leftists, they want an excuse to riot. And Democrats want to support it. And the reason why they want to support it is because they are totally fine with domestic terrorism as long as it helps them in the midterms, right?
That's it. That's all what all this is about, and people don't even realize it. Like, I'm not, you know, his take on that and what he saw is his take on that and what he saw. I don't care about that. But at the end of the day, what the hell is all this tearing shit up supposed to do to help anything moving forward? And Timmy is allowing it and encouraging it. Jacob is allowing it and encouraging it. And because remember when Timmy first said, oh, this is exactly what Trump wants. He wants to bring in the National Guard. No, that's exactly what you want. So whoever earlier said that Timmy don't care because he's done, he definitely is done. But this is what y'all want because you think it's going to make Trump and the administration look bad And anybody with any type of discernment can see and hear that they're saying shit to encourage this damn behavior. They certainly are not having news conferences saying, y'all need to shut the fuck or calm the fuck down. Where are those news conferences at? Where are those news conferences? White Doogie just had a press conference and didn't say shit near none of that. He's still ramping up the rhetoric. How do you not hear that? How are you not hearing that? This is what he wants. These motherfuckers don't care about none of us. Y'all out here fighting like crazy. Woo! About to lose your livelihood, possibly your life, and then go to jail, get a record. For Doogie? For Timmy? Child, please. Shout out to Dick Taylor. He said, notice you see not one Somali. But speaking of, child, I found Ilion. I found Ilion. It says, this an hour old. It says Ilion Omar, Angie Craig, Kelly Morrison condemn ICE brutality in Minneapolis. I don't know who the rest of them people are. Oh Lord, hold on. And I am speeding it up.
So today, myself, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar of Minnesota's 5th District, along with Angie Craig, the Congresswoman for Minnesota's 2nd District, and Kelly Morrison, the Congresswoman for Minnesota's 3rd District, made an attempt to enter Whibley Center here in Minneapolis. We were initially invited in to do our congressional oversight and to exercise our Article 1 duties. When we made it in, it was with the authorization of someone who's been here for a really long time, who understood that we had a congressional duty to enter the building and to see the facility. Shortly after we were let in, 2 officials came in and said that they received a message that we were no longer allowed to be in the building and that they were rescinding our invitation to come in and declining any further access to the building. When we initially entered, I'll briefly describe what we saw. We were taken in to the monitoring center. We were able to see where people were brought in. We were informed that there are 2 planes that are taking off today, taking detainees out of this center into other detention centers outside within the United States. We did ask if those were deportation flights. We were told no. When we entered the detention center, we were able to observe about 20 people that were being detained there briefly. We also were told that there were showers. We weren't able to see. We asked if there were hygiene products provided. They told us people are not held long enough to need those, which is insane because we've heard from people who have been detained here before. And so I will.
Child, do you use punctuations? All I do is feel like I hear a run-on sentence.
Let my colleagues also share their observation, but I will end with this. What happened today is a blatant attempt to obstruct members of Congress from doing their oversight duties. When we appropriate funds as members of Congress, we are expected by the public to do oversight because the public requires their money be used with transparency and accountability. And what happened today is ICE agents deciding that we were no longer allowed to fulfill our constitutional duties. I will turn it over to Congresswoman Angie Craig.
So ICE agents stopped you from going into the building?
Minnesota's 2nd Congressional District.
We were allowed to briefly enter the control room of the detention facility, but were not allowed many more steps thereafter. There was an abrupt decision that we should return to a waiting area and await leadership to come and tell us what was going on. When they arrived, they told us that we are not allowed in the building, that they were rejecting our appeal as duly elected members of Congress from the state of Minnesota from observing the detention center. I came with this court case because that is absolute nonsense. The response was that because the funding for this center came from the one big beautiful bill, not a congressional appropriations bill, that they were denying our access. This document, this court case refutes that. They would not have a conversation, leadership in the facility, and answer any questions at that point. Look, we're here because we're members of Congress. We have every right and responsibility, if we're doing our jobs, to be here today to see what the conditions are in that detention center. We are going to continue to show up. We're going to continue to do our job. We let ICE know, Department of Homeland Security know, that they were violating federal law. They do not care that they are violating federal law. Kelly?
Yeah, Congressman Kelly Morrison, Minnesota's 3rd District. I just want to step back and let's talk about our humanity. I agree with my colleagues. Everything that they said is accurate. As a physician myself, I was very interested to see what the conditions inside were. We were very briefly allowed to go in, but we saw no beds. We saw a lot of young men sitting with their heads in their hands. We were not allowed to speak to any of them. I have privacy forms that I was ready to hand out to constituents. We are better than this. This is not what our great American project should be about.
That will take 1 or 2 questions.
Who decided to let you in the first place, and then who decided to tell you to leave? Like, can you detail that at all?
It was our understanding that we were let in by the former acting director that allowed us in. He was in that position up until 2 days ago. And, you know, we did make a phone call before we came here to give him a heads up that we were coming to facilitate our entry into the building. And then 10 minutes or so later, as we were making our way into the actual detention center where people were being detained, we were told that we had to come back out because his higher ups had made a phone call to him saying that we are no longer allowed to be in the building, and that an explanation would be provided to us once we got upstairs. And when we got upstairs, the explanation that we got was, yes, the law is on your side, but we don't care, and we are not going to allow you to fulfill your oversight duties.
Yeah, their explanation was that the reason that we could not provide oversight today is because the funding came from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which makes no sense. And per Congresswoman Craig's point, with the recent reaffirmation with the court case in December, they're breaking the law.
Given the context of why you're here today, what should people at home who are horrified by what they saw this week take away from your visit, take away from what you just saw inside there,
Well,
how ICE is operating?
This is just one more example of this administration and Kristi Noem violating the law. This is an out-of-control Trump's ICE. And what people at home should take is that they should call their Republican members of Congress. We need Minnesota Republicans, we need Republicans across this country to stand up to their own party. This is beyond the pale. This administration continues to use Minnesota as a political stunt. And earlier this week, it got a woman killed. As they are detaining individuals across Minnesota and across this country, it is our job as members of Congress to make sure that those folks detained are treated with humanity, because we are the damn United States of America. And we don't treat people the way that this administration is treating people in our country. We are better than this. This is not a partisan statement. We are better than this, America.
Congresswoman, and I think the other thing that people should know is that this is a blatant disregard of the law. We are seeing ICE pick up people, not allowing them to have access to their attorneys, to their family members, not allowing access to information that their family members could provide.
Now, how the hell did she know all this if she ain't even get in there? Girl, please shut the hell up. Jacob, thank you, boo. He said they are illegal immigrants, not citizens. And you're right. Asylum seekers, illegal immigrants. Exactly. I agree. But they want to give them all the rights. And then when they don't have anything, then they'll be all upset. They're getting on my nerves. All right. So now BCP has another video. Yeah. Lord have mercy. This man is working. Woke police chief breaks down in tears after admitting that ICE shot Trende Iragra GANG members. So again, we were talking about this earlier. Ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody talking about the 2 that was shot out there in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. Forget all that. They was actually Trende Iragra. So you really don't care at the end of the day. These people just want to cause chaos in Minneapolis, but it's the Trump administration that's making it political, not the rest of these people, right?
2 members of Trende Iragra in Portland yesterday. Why didn't they detain them? Why did they shoot them in their car and then flee? They didn't even.
Joe, why does she have a ring through her? What is this? What is this? What is this part called, y'all? Why do you have a ring through here? I can't take it. I can't take it.
Call local enforcement to let them know that they had shot 2 gang members and then left them in their car. The 2 people that were shot, the guy, he's the one who called 911. Why are 2 dangerous international gang members calling 911 after a run-in with border enforcement? I guess cops just get to shoot people and run away now. Apparently that's what we do in America now.
Okay, so this is getting very much scripted at this point. There was another shooting that involved federal agents. The first one was ICE agents in Minnesota. This one was Customs and Border Patrol agents in Portland, Oregon. They shot 2 individuals. They claimed same exact thing. They were fearing for their lives. They were trying to protect themselves and others. The vehicle, they were trying to ram the vehicle into them, so they shot them. But in this case, in Portland, Oregon, things are a little bit strange. Now, they're claiming that the 2 individuals left the scene of this shooting. Yeah, they were allowed to leave. They fled the scene, and they claim that these individuals are a part of a Venezuelan gang.
That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
Boy. So we got to continue our coverage of Clown World here, and this time we got to go out to Portland, Oregon. Okay, probably the wokest city in America. Who knows? As they were boohooing and crying for similar reasons that the liberals, the deranged liberals in Minneapolis, are boohooing and crying because ICE, they're doing their jobs. Okay, and when they do their jobs, you know, sometimes people get shot and killed because they obstruct or they try to run away or they do not comply with law enforcement. Okay, very simple. If you comply, then you're probably not going to die, right? There's a good chance you're not going to die. But if you choose to not comply, then yeah, there's a chance that you could die, right? And, you know, hey, that is the reality of law enforcement, right? So with that being said, out in Portland, you had 2 people who were shot, okay, by ICE. And initially, when the story came out, there was a big deal made about it by the mainstream liberal media, claiming that, oh, I shot an innocent wife and husband, right? This is what they put out there, right? They tried to make it seem like these 2 individuals who were shot were completely innocent, right? They wouldn't say that they were here illegally. They wouldn't take the administration's word for it, which the administration said, no, these are Tren de Aragua gang members, okay? These are illegal immigrants, and they tried to run over ICE agents. They tried to weaponize their vehicle, just like the woman out in Minneapolis did, in order to escape, right, or to flee ICE, okay? And their lives were in danger, and they defended themselves. So, of course, Democrats are upset. Liberals are boohoo, whining, crying in the streets over what happened out in Portland. Take a look.
Portland, Oregon on edge after 2 people were injured in a shooting involving a federal border agent.
There's a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest.
The Department of Homeland Security says agents stopped a truck carrying 2 people affiliated with the Tren de Aragua gang, including a passenger officials say is an illegal Venezuelan immigrant involved in a recent shooting. DHS saying when agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Local officials say they cannot verify those claims.
We do not know the facts of this case. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
Another mayor effing around. Uncle Rick, thank you, boo. He said, these biatches going to be the death of us. # Satan. Uncle Rick says that Satan is a woman. Biatches are a problem. We already know that. We already know that. In these, even this man right here, he no bass in his fucking voice. What is wrong with, where are men who are actually men? Child, say something and stand on business. None of them do. None of them do.
A witness says an officer pounded on the window of the truck. The driver backed up and moved forward several times, crashing into a car, and officers fired about 5 shots as the truck sped away. Portland police say they learned of the shooting after one of the people shot called 911 about 40 blocks away.
Police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well.
I look over this window, he was bleeding.
The victim shot called 911 about 40 blocks away.
They called the I want to be sure that's what I heard. I wasn't sure. Let me go back.
There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
A witness says an officer pounded on the window of the truck. The driver backed up and moved forward several times, crashing into a car, and officers fired about 5 shots as the truck sped away. Portland police say they learned of the shooting after one of the people shot called 911 about 40 blocks.
Good fucking bye. Oh, shit. I can't take it, y'all. I can't take it. What is going on? We are really in the Truman Show right now. Somebody is orchestrating all of this. Somebody is orchestrating all of this. So not only did you run away from ICE, not only did you try to use your car against them, but you are also illegally here, and you are also a gang member. And one of y'all is wanted for something else that you did wrong, and you went and called the police. How come they not out here protesting for these people, Bueller? Why are they not out here protesting for these people, Bueller?
Blocks away.
Police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well.
I look over this window, he was bleeding.
The victims were taken to a hospital, their conditions unclear overnight. Local leaders are urging calm while calling for federal immigration agents to leave the city.
Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents.
Oh my God, wash, rinse, fucking repeat. Are you kidding me? He's saying the exact same shit that Timmy and Jacob said. Is there a script? Do they have this in their filing cabinet since nobody seems to have computers? Oh my God. Lord help your people, because I am flabbergasted right now. I am thoroughly flabbergasted right now. Red Sigma, thank you, boo. He said BLM and the Democratic Party equal immigrant tether central. Oh my God, I can't do this. I need to eat. Y'all know I'm hungry, right?
Consequences are not abstract. They are felt in hospital rooms and living rooms.
We do not need you. You're not welcome.
What?
And you need to get the hell out of our community.
is that not what Jacob just did 3 days ago? Oh my God, what is going? Oh my God, I'm getting a headache. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The consequences are not abstract. They are felt in hospital rooms and living rooms.
We do not need you. You're not welcome. And you need to get the hell out of our community.
I can't do this.
You're really mad at me, but I listen anyway.
So we're at Northeast 146 and East Burnside. This is where Portland police officers found the two people who were shot by federal agents. And just to sort of set the scene for you, this is a very residential area. We're surrounded by large apartment complexes. As you can see, there's the police tape there. There's officers walking around. There's more than half a dozen Portland police cruisers. But I want to pan it back over this way. I have a man. His name is Alex. He lives right next to where a lot of this police activity is unfolding. So Alex, talk to us. What have you seen today?
When I
Oh my God! Is this the same guy? Oh my God! Oh my God! You remember when the first guy that was talking when we first started talking about this, and he was all over the place? This looks like it could be him. Exactly. This looks like he could be the same guy. Remember, y'all were like, if you don't get to the point, dude. Oh my God! Shit.
was coming back home and I didn't see the actual shooting, but they had the whole street blocked off. And just in talking to people, it sounds like somebody was trying to get away from them in their car and was shot. That's the most that I've heard.
Can you describe sort of the tone of this neighborhood?
We're all just working class people. There's a lot of immigrants. I think everyone around here knows that. But they keep to themselves. They don't cause any trouble for me. I live right here. They don't touch my stuff. When I have problems, it's from U.S. born people.
How does this make you feel watching this unfold right outside your doorstep?
I am beyond angry that this is happening the day after they killed that woman. I mean, this has gone too far. This is beyond voting. We need to do something. Like, the people need to do something. This is ridiculous.
Have you seen ICE agents come into your neighborhood before?
Not to this complex, but I've been kind of waiting for it, as I had a feeling that they were going to be here at some point. I've seen them on Division and I've seen them at the Max stations, but this is the first time they've been on our street.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. High calorie women and low testosterone men are destroying this country, right? I mean, it's always the same people.
Oh, low testosterone. Yes, low testosterone men. That's it. Low testosterone men. Thank you, BCP. That's exactly what it is. What is going on? What is going on? I swear to you, he got to the point quicker, but it is wash, fucking rinse, and fucking repeat. Oh my God. Yeah, and he about to cry. Low testosterone men. OMG. Shout out to Paul Rivera. I see you, boo. Thank you so much. He says your stream makes me want to drink. I want to drink. I'm hungry. I can't let it go. I can't leave. This is too much. I can't believe what's going on right now. He said, but I'm currently at work, so I can't. These people make me all the way sick. Clown World is still in full effect. You know what? I might have to upload the clown music and start playing it. We don't need violins no more, y'all. We need the clown music. Shout out to CDT Beats also for the beat that plays in the background right now. But I'm going to have to upload the clown music because we are absolutely in the clown world. We are absolutely in the clown world. Oh my God. I am going to drink after this, y'all. I absolutely am going to get a drink after this. I'm leaving the house. I got to get out of here. This is ridiculous. If this man starts to cry, and I think he is, oh my God.
Over and over and over again. It's a high calorie woman or it's a low testosterone man. Right? What we just witnessed was a low testosterone man claiming that, the only problems I have with people in my neighborhood are U.S. born citizens, right? Basically, he's defending illegal immigrants. He's like, I love living with the illegal.
He's not even just defending the illegals. He's defending the Trinta de Argura, the gang members who called the police because they were shot. I guess they thought that they was going to get a break or something.
Right? Even if they're gang members, even if, they have been accused of committing violent crimes, who cares? Right? They're here illegally. So therefore they should be allowed to stay. They can stay with me. They can stay in my neighborhood. Right? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We need testosterone injections, right? RK, you need to get on that. Okay. We don't just need Ozempic to fight obesity, right?
Get rid of the Ozempic and give up some testosterone, because these low testosterone men, that is the best thing I've heard all day. That's what we call them from now on, because that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's why they don't like JD. Awesome. I love JD's tone and what he says. I do. I don't care. He the vice president though, but when he came out there at that meeting, it's like, yeah, tell these people what the fuck. Timmy over here, low testosterone. Jacob, low testosterone. Inciting this shit, trying to act like they're gonna throw something and then act like they didn't throw it. Please. Casey, for real, thank you so much, boo, for becoming a member. Shout out to you, hon. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the channel members. I see y'all. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for those that are still hanging in here. We had 3 hours just about. This is ridiculous. Y'all hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. Do we have to watch this low testosterone man cry, y'all?
We don't just need to ban junk food from being purchased with SNAP funds. We also need testosterone, universal testosterone injections for these low testosterone men, right? Liberal men, okay? Especially guys like this, right? This police chief, who I think he needs to be the first one to sign up because he's going to break down in tears, right? He's going to be in tears after having to admit that, yeah, these individuals that were shot were actually associated with Trinidad and Tobago, right? Basically, they didn't want to admit that ICE was correct, right? That they were telling the truth about what happened here. And then they have to admit that ICE was telling the truth. Now you got grown men, police officers, in tears, right? This is a police chief, okay? Bob Day, crying like a...
They do have some nexus to involvement with TDA. We can confirm that. And what I can say is there is an association with the two folks yesterday and TDA. I hesitated to even share this information initially because I'm very aware of the historic injustice of victim blaming, oftentimes portrayed by law enforcement, including this very agency that I've represented so proudly for so
this is so disgusting. I can't stand it. I'm disgusted. I just want to throw up in my mouth right now, bro. Real talk. I cannot stand to see a man act like this. You didn't want to disclose it because it didn't fit the narrative. That's why you didn't want to disclose it, okay? But this, I don't want to victim blame. That's why I was hesitant to disclose it. All the injustices. Oh, man, you sound like a woman, right?
LTM.
You don't sound like a man. You don't sound like somebody that should be running a police department. What is going on here? What is going on?
And yet the lady from Philly sounds like a man. The way she was like, don't come here. We ain't gonna hear you. How come women got more bass in their voice than these LTMs do? Child.
Guys like this. Again, this is the reason why crime is so bad in these little cities. You got dudes like this running the police department. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
many years. And historically, we have not been quick to disclose the potential criminal history of others. I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my Latino community. It saddens me that we even have to qualify these remarks, because I understand, or at least have attempted to understand through your voices, your concern, your fear, your anger. This information in no way is meant to disparage or to condone or support or agree with any of the actions that occurred yesterday.
Wow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This dude is crying because he has to admit that, yeah. ICE was telling the truth, that these are Trinidad and Tobago gang members, right? So he's mad, he's upset because he has to tell the truth. He thinks that hurts the Latino community. So therefore he's crying at the podium because he got to tell the truth. Right? Boy, you cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. We are really living in clown world.
Clown world.
So hey,
clown world for show. I'm flabbergasted again. I am flabbergasted again. And that's clown world, yeah. Absolute clown world. Paul Revere, thank you, boo. He said high C, high calorie plus low T equals a recipe for disaster. High calorie women and low testosterone men. If that is not true, then I don't know what is. Wow. Wow. This is ridiculous.
This is amazing.
And everyone is getting into this, y'all. Everyone is getting into it. I don't even know what. Let's go to MSNBC. Y'all said MS Now is formerly M. Oh well, it's Ali. What's his name? So I guess it is. So let's hear what they got to say. They're saying that the video is no good. My fave says, thank you, boo. Siri, play Breakdown by Mariah Carey and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Shout out to MC. Y'all. So the title of this from, what are they called now? MS Now, like making this change of the name is going to make a difference. I don't hear threatening behavior. Former NYPD lieutenant analysis of new Renee Good shooting video.
22 hours ago, America arrived at a turning point, and we are going to have a lot of discussion as to why that is and how we got here. But much of it has to do with how the Trump administration has responded to the tragic, deadly shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good by an ICE officer. But before we get there, let's examine the incident itself and how it unfolded. I want to take a look at the increasing number of videos and angles from the moments surrounding the shooting. And I'm joined now by Darren Porcher. He's a former NYPD lieutenant. He's going to help us work through these videos. Darren, thank you for being with us to help us with this. I want to start with the video with which most of us are familiar. It was taken by a bystander and gives us probably the clearest look at what happened. In this video, Renee Good is at the wheel of this maroon Honda Pilot. Take note of this ICE officer who is walking around the back of the vehicle holding his cell phone in his right hand. This is Officer Jonathan Ross. We now know that he's recording video on a cell phone, again, in his right hand. The person with whom he's interacting appears to be Renee Good's wife. A pickup truck then...
Now, the question is Jacob allowed to be recording too, yeah? Now, I don't know. It's not body cam. It was him like using his own phone. Child, if you find out that they're not supposed to be recording, he could be in trouble for that. I'm just saying, let's act like we got some sense. You know, a lot of people have been fired for less. Shout out to Dallas Lieber with the 15. Thank you, Boo. She said, get you a drink. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. Child. If I was on a cruise, I would be done for, okay? I would be getting all 15 of those drinks, okay? Shout out to y'all. Come on to MS Now. MS Now.
And pulls up. Two more officers get out and walk toward Renee Good's vehicle. In fact, one of the officers tries to open the door as Renee Good slowly reverses the vehicle, and he reaches inside the SUV. Now, that's him with his hand on the car door. But look beyond this. You see the original officer, Jonathan Ross. He's the one we first saw behind Renee Good's vehicle. He's now crossed in front of the Honda Pilot, and this is where things really escalate. The next video is going to play out very fast. Renee Good's vehicle starts to drive forward, appearing to turn toward the right, not toward Officer Ross. Officer Ross, near the front of the vehicle, pulls out his gun and shoots 3 times, including as the vehicle appears to pass in front of him. The SUV keeps rolling until it crashes into a parked car. Officer Ross, who fired the shots, is walking around freely. All right, this is the part. That's the first video that most people saw. There have since been several videos, Darren, that show largely the same thing. Sometimes you're waiting for the video that shows you something entirely different than what you thought you saw the first time. We didn't get that.
Correct. As we unpack this, we have a multitude of different flaws as it relates to training. From the first perspective, when the officer, the ICE agent, tried to open the vehicle door, that is something that we go against as it relates to best practices in policing. The best case scenario is to order the driver out of the vehicle because it makes it safer for you as a police officer because you don't know what's in that vehicle. So in addition to that, now we had an ICE agent that put himself in harm's way by standing directly in front of the pathway of the vehicle. Police departments prohibit officers from discharging their weapon at a moving vehicle unless that moving vehicle is introducing deadly physical force in addition other than just the vehicle. The reason being is this: if you're successful in shooting the operator of that motor vehicle, the centrifugal force of that vehicle is going to continue to move forward. In addition to that, after the officer or the ICE agent fires the first shot, he then moves to the side and fires 2 additional shots. When he fires the 2 additional shots, the threat has passed. So you don't have a sense of urgency or immediacy. So it begs the question as to why did he fire those additional shots? This is something that he's going to have to answer to. And we have the Supreme Court.
That is the same thing that Nathan Daly said, who is a former police person, when we watched his video yesterday when he did a breakdown of the same thing. He said the first shot is one thing, it's the other 2 that are the question at the end of the day.
Law titled Graham versus Connor that was introduced in 1989, which supports when and how police officers can use force. This seems to be somewhat of a travesty, and there's a lot of answers that ICE is going to have to introduce to court as it relates to this officer's actions.
So one of the things that happens in a lot of these ICE immigration stops is they use a video to identify who the person is, who they're moving up to, and to get the license plate off the back of the car. I want to take a look at something something else that we know about this. This is a new video that the Trump administration is trying to draw your attention to. Yesterday, it came out. It's a video that was taken on the phone, held by the ICE officer, Jonathan Ross, who fired the shots. It was first obtained yesterday afternoon by a conservative website. Hours later, MS Now got its own copy from the Department of Homeland Security, which oddly is about 10 seconds longer than the original leaked version. 10 seconds shorter. The DHS released a version of this that was shorter than the one that was originally leaked. It starts about 10 seconds later. That's interesting. The Trump administration, specifically Vice President J.D. Vance, is using the new video to say that Renee Good was in the wrong, but I'll let you decide for yourself. I want to play the longer version for you now. I will caution you. It's already been pretty disturbing what you've seen. This one's more disturbing, and it contains profanities, and it ends with the sound of 3 gunshots.
Did we find out where Fido was yet, y'all? Don't forget, Fido was in the car. Fido was in the car, y'all. We see him. We didn't know that before. At least it wasn't a kid, though. Quality guy, I appreciate you, hun. He said, I absolutely appreciate what you do and thank you so much for your time and energy. Thank you, hun. You're doing a great service. The best MSD on the damn tube. Salute. I'm the best MSD on the tube, boys. Thank you so much, hon. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for always being here, supporting the channel. Shout out to all of y'all that are here, even if you're just viewing. I appreciate you. Even differing opinions, as long as you're respectful, we all good with different opinions. Shout out to all of y'all that are hanging in there. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. And shout out to all the people that are subscribing. I do hear you subscribing. Thank you so much. I see you. I appreciate you. This is supposedly 10 seconds longer, even though I think we saw Fido the first time. So I don't know where the longer part is, but let's see.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
Oh.
Okay, it's not clear who uttered those profanities.
So by the way, him calling her an effing biatch, that shows his MSG. For those that don't know what that is, his misogyny. That's what they're saying now, is that he's misogynistic. And that's why he did this, because he doesn't like women. Allegedly. Listen, I'm telling you, that's what I've heard. Just FYI, all from that. Because let me tell you something, I'd probably be cussing too if you freaking hit me with a car. I'm just saying. I don't think that's abnormal.
He's at the end, but a few things I want to point out from this video. Officer Jonathan Ross, as we mentioned earlier, is filming from a cell phone while this is all happening. We see Ross cross in front of the vehicle while recording. Renee Good addresses Ross's cell phone camera directly from the front seat, smiling. She says, quote, "I'm not mad at you." Ross then circles to the back of the car where he does record Good's license plate. He encounters a woman who's believed to be Renee Good's wife, and after that exchange, the woman attempts to get into the passenger side of the car. Then you hear another officer, as Renee Good's wife is trying to get in, you hear another officer ordering Renee Good to get out of the car. And at this point, Officer Ross is near the front of the vehicle. He's now crossed entirely around the vehicle, still recording on his cell phone. Renee Good appears to turn the wheel all the way to the right, away from Officer Ross and where he's recording from his iPhone. She then starts to pull forward. The phone camera jerks around as 3 shots are fired. There were exactly 7 seconds between when Renee Good is ordered to get out of the car and when the shots are fired. So this addresses a few things you're talking about, that in many cases, the goal is to get that license plate. He got it. He was around the back of the car, which is better policing practice. Going to the back of the car. He already had that. Then he circled the car entirely. She then, Renee Good's wife gets into the car. She turns, and you see her turning the wheel in the opposite direction to where the ICE officer is.
You know what's interesting about this? We have an officer that's using a cell phone to capture video of the encounter. A lot of police departments use body cams. So for the life of me, I could not understand why ICE was not equipped with body cams, because it provides that lens into what's happening, and it actually works for the ICE agent to prove or disprove a theory.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, seriously, that's why I was like, are they allowed to have their cell phone out? Like, I don't know if anybody happens to know, you know what I mean? Like with policemen regularly, are they allowed to have cell phones out to record whatever they want to? I'm just asking, especially if they're in the middle of doing their job. That makes sense what I'm saying?
If this is introduced in court. But in addition to that, when we look at the temperament of the lady, the deceased, she doesn't appear as an inflammatory perspective in terms of, look, she's looking to hurt the ICE agents. I don't hear threatening behavior. So it was clear to me, in addition to that, we don't have a crime that was committed. So it boggles my mind as to how this incident escalated to the level that it did. Merely let the person go away.
You've got the license plate number. You've got them on video. You can find them if you need to.
Right. And what I hear from the administration is that this was a professional agitator. Her job was to agitate the ICE agents. But that's not what I see in the video. But let's say hypothetically, if that's who she was. Police are the avid professionals. You are trained to deal with agitators accordingly, not take their life in a situation such as what we saw in this video. So it really baffles my mind as to how this escalated from 0 to 100 when simply this officer could have just stepped to the left, let that vehicle move off. Because as you mentioned, Ali, we saw the wheels turn, going in a direction opposite.
We
that
saw
officer.
that on the officer's phone. In other words, he was recording that. That's not other people's video. We wouldn't even have that video if not for the fact that the officer was actually recording the interaction. So he sees her turning her wheel in a direction opposite to where he's standing. So he's now cleared the front of the car. She turns her wheel that way, and we see the video of her driving off that way.
The officer had the perfect opportunity to just step away. Back in the 1970s, police departments on a national level conducted a study as it relates to either shooting at a vehicle or moving to the side. There's an overwhelming success that was captured by that study that determined that the best case scenario is, or the best practice is to step away from the vehicle as opposed to stand in front of it. This was a tragedy that could have been avoided. However, this is where we are right now. And this officer has an answer to this. And a problem that I have with the administration.
Did you love how it's always on him, on what the officer, we'll call him the officer, could have avoided, but never any speak about what she could have avoided? I mean, if we want to be fair around here, if he wasn't supposed to be in front of the car and he wasn't supposed to go around the car and he wasn't supposed to do this, he wasn't supposed to do that, She wasn't supposed to pull off. She wasn't supposed to be in the way. She wasn't supposed to be following around, allegedly. But all that stuff just gets missed because, you know, liberal white women can do whatever the hell it is that they want to. And then everyone else is supposed to comply to them. Shout out to LTMs.
Is they've drawn conclusions far too soon, whereas these shooting investigations take a long time. They dismantled this crime scene relatively quick. And from being a former lieutenant in the NYPD's Internal Affairs Bureau, I've investigated many of these police-involved shootings. It's an arduous task. You want to see what the trajectory of those bullets would have been going through that window. It takes a long time. In addition to that mapping, what was the distance between the officer and the vehicle? That did not occur because the crime scene was dismantled so quick. And it also begs the question of how do we have complete transparency when we have the feds not working in tandem with state authorities in conducting these investigations? State police, when I say state police, meaning local and state officers, are involved in far more police shooting investigations than the feds. Therefore, it works best to have the two entities working symbiotically to ensure.
No, they absolutely should be working together. I agree with him on that too. So to take it away from the other, it does look like it's biased, I guess we shall call it. So they got to figure out a way to work together. They absolutely do. I agree. It shouldn't be one over the other. A lot of these people need to figure out how to work together. That'd be half of the damn problem. They just out here, it's my way. It's just my way. No. And that's why I'm like, well, why ain't people down in front of their offices demanding for them to come through and come back to work and get on out here and stop freaking just going in front of the camera, having these news conferences that just basically incites people to, you know, act up, cause chaos. No, you're doing the wrong damn thing. I don't care. They're doing the wrong damn thing. I'm trying to see what the hell else is going on, but basically, yeah, I think that's it. I feel like we've covered everything. I mean, they're standing in front of the ICE right now, but y'all, I'm over all that. It might get spicier later though, so if it does, I'll come back. Y'all, and I'm sure Black Conservative Perspective will have more as well. But anyway, y'all did that, okay? Y'all did that. I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that hung in there the whole time. Even those that were here and left, I appreciate you. Even the ones with different opinions, we do appreciate you. Y'all do me a favor and just hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. I might be back later. It's already 1:30. I gotta eat. Believe it or not, I've already been to Dollar General. Shout out to those that know. I've been to Dollar General. I've been to the gyms. So now I got to go to the store, wash some clothes, fold some clothes, hopefully, and do some odds and ends for Saturday. All right. And hopefully y'all are doing the same. No. If I'm doing a 24-hour stream, I ain't playing with y'all. The donations got to be donating. That's what I'm saying, because that is a long ass time. Shout out to Sandra Faye. She did that. Oh, I'll be on her show tomorrow night, y'all. It's me, her, Dee, Carmen JC, if I'm not mistaken, and one other person. So I'll be running it on my channel too. So hopefully y'all will be here. Again, I appreciate all of y'all. There's no outro today because I got to go eat as per usual. Wow. Anybody that has anything to send to me, send it to me on Instagram. Y'all make sure you follow the Instagram. Send me a DM so I can see whatever and see what it is that y'all want me to talk about. I appreciate you. Shout out to Nicole. All right, y'all. I see you.